This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. Guys, JList.com is not just a great place for you to get anime-related snacks and figures and DVDs. You can also keep up with Japanese culture and anime culture as well with JList's huge array of magazines that they carry. They have a whole bunch of December 2019 magazines for you. They got Megami Magazine, Dengeki Moeo, Afternoon Magazine, Bomb Magazine. They have magazines about idols. They got magazines about cosplay, hobbies. It never ends. So if you need to get some magazines to keep up with the culture over in Japan, head over to jlist.com or jbox.com. Pick yourself up a December magazine and you'll be able to keep in touch. And now it's time to start the podcast.
くれてありがとう You're listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Take your anime addiction to the next level at aaapodcast.com/join. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Welcome one and all to the 497th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. My name is Mason, and my friends and I are here today to make your addiction to anime so much worse.
And caffeine.
And caffeine, yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
friends are caffeine.
Yes, we are.
Not your addiction to caffeine. My friends just are caffeine themselves.
I am caffeine. Hello.
I am caffeine. Actually, who is with me today? First, we have the esteemed monarch.
Caffeine 1.
Providing a judicious eye. It's Mandi.
Hi. Judicious?
Judicious.
Oh,
I am?
Yeah.
Hi. I'm caffeine number 1.
And caffeine number 2 is the Holy One, providing a cardinal direction. That's Mitsugi.
caffeine 2 calling in Monster Energy opening.
I have coffee in
What?
my Cuphead mug.
I cannot be human till I drink.
As he
Oh,
takes a
I feel
massive
so much
swig.
better. Wow,
Oh,
okay.
he's back. He's
Woo!
back, baby.
Oh, we had to loosen that up. I was kind of stuck. Okay, we're good. Grease the wheels a little. It's good to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Our plan for making your addiction worse today is with the ever hilarious anime Shark Tank,
Ooh.
followed by the ever serious final week of impressions, aka our thoughts on the currently airing fall season shows, and coming to a conclusion on what 8 shows from the season that we will go on to review. If before we go on though, if you think these podcasts are rad,
If you
and
think
want
they're
some more
rad,
content,
yeah,
you are in luck. For if you go to our website at aaapodcasts, you can figure out the rest. You can find links to our Twitch and YouTube channels where you can follow us to get notified when we are streaming games. I think Mandi dropped like 6 hours worth of content about a few days ago. More
Yeah.
I did.
content's on the way. Mondays we're streaming the console. It's a whole bunch of fun. And further still, for a nominal fee, you can find hundreds of further episodes, from steamy hentai episodes like we're going to record later today, to wild after parties, obsessive hobby addicts like one we just recorded where we talked about some Gwent action. We talked about some Warcraft mounts. This was wild all the way.
The council. We talked about the council as well.
Yeah.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Caffeine 2 is going to jump in here real quick. And I just want you to know that, you wanted it all along. Since the very beginning, you wanted it, and now you've got it. You can now listen to the hentai episodes, the after parties, the hobby addicts, via your mobile apps. So if you go to the website at the top bar, there's a member RSS tab that will take you to a page that will show you how to activate the exclusive content RSS feed. So now you no longer have to get to the website to get the extra content. You can now just go to the mobile apps, and it works on Apple Podcasts. It works on Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Downcast, Overcast FM, Castbox, all these different apps. Head over to the website. You do have to be a member, but please support us. The service was not free to set up, so we love you very much. We want you to be able to listen as comfortably as possible, and that's my spiel.
Very nice. An exclusive feed for all you exclusive people. But
So exclusive.
exactly. Finally, without needing to be exclusive, you can check us out on Discord, where we are all super active, and it's such a welcoming community. We got so much going on. It's the best place to find out everything you want to know about the world. It's also where we hold our discussions for Manga Club. Mandi, what's the update on that?
We just covered Doro Hey Doro last week, and now, sorry, no, not last week, week before that.
Yeah.
And our next manga will be for the first 2 volumes of A Bride Story, and that will be on November 13th, this one coming up. So if you're listening to this live, you still have plenty of time. If you're listening to this on Thursday, you have to unfortunately catch the next club. But definitely go to our Manga Club channel on Discord, and you can check the pin notes there for all the chapters, the time, everything that you need to know. And we also have a list of stuff that is coming up later. I think our next manga, I think we're doing Beastars next time.
Ooh,
Yeah, because I think
very
now,
topical.
yeah, I think now the anime has aired past where the manga is in the first 2 volumes, so that way no one will be spoiled. You can join us and not worry
Gotcha.
about catching up.
Very nice. I think Anime Club last week they discussed Tsukigakure, which I think most people like. Some people were iffy on, but overall it was a good discussion. From what I heard, I actually wasn't able to make it. Very sad. Next meeting will be November 20th, where they are discussing Gankutsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo, which is
Yeah, I
a
can't wait.
visually loud anime that
Oh, that's an understatement.
Yeah,
Franz makes wallpaper look good, okay?
he does. He does. Wear your house. That's what people say, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, what else are we doing this episode, Mandy, besides just Shark Tanks?
What's coming up?
Yeah.
We have Swimming with Sharks. A bunch of people have turned in submissions to Shark Tank, and we're gonna read them off, and we get to tell you whether or not we're
Tear
going
them
to
to
fund.
shreds.
Yeah, we're gonna eat them shark style.
to shreds, you say?
Yes.
I can't watch you kill money that way. Children are going to watch this. You know, Kevin, they're going to watch you kill money. That's a beauty.
So many drops incoming. Get ready.
Mr.
also
Wonderful, he's
have-
going to be talking shit all over your face, so get ready for it.
Man, I don't want him talking shit on my face.
Oh, he's gonna talk some
That's
shit.
sanitary.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna eat this peanut butter fudge. Let me tell you something about peanut butter fudge. It's good. Oh yeah. Oh
We
fuck.
also have Impressions of Rifle is Beautiful, High Score Girl Season 2, Chihayafuru Season 3, Cautious Hero, and Legend of Galactic Heroes Season 2 coming up.
And we have only 2 spots left
Yeah.
to sort these into. So it's
5
gonna
shows. 5 shows that should pass. Only 2 of them can. Oh my god. I'm pretty
be very
sure
interesting.
we're gonna do the listener choice starting next week, and I'm telling you what, I'm pretty sure the listener choice anime will be one of these 5. So, I have a good
Interesting.
feeling about that.
Well,
Listen,
anything
man.
else this week before we jump right into it?
I have my coffee, so I'm ready.
Not really, I'm just ready to roll and eat this fudge. Okay.
Let's roll then.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
All right, guys.
I
Well,
want fudge. I'm jealous.
oh yeah, fudges. You want to see the fudge? Hold it up to the camera here. Peanut butter fudge
Yeah,
cube.
go
Oh,
for it.
it's so
Shove it through the mic,
Mm.
please.
Okay. So creamy and delicious.
Yes, I could taste that. Thank you.
Oh, so good. You want to eat this fudge. So good. All right, guys. The Emperor and Empress are finally being enthroned in Japan. So, way back on May 1st, Naruhito succeeded his father, Emperor Emeritus Akihito. And so the new era in Japan began. We talked about this back in May. The new era in Japan is called Reiwa, which means like, can't remember what it meant. I think it by era of peace or something.
Hey,
Yeah,
look at
wa is like harmony, peace, and Rei is calmness, tranquility. I don't recall
yeah,
exactly.
Mason is just so smart.
It's what I do.
AKA, I think that like Japan really hasn't
What
had
I
any
do.
conflict in like crap. It's like 50 years now or so, 60 years. So they're just living in peace over there in Japan, and they, you know what? They have nothing to worry about but their waifus. They got to worry about their waifus.
Their
and,
waifus and Mother Nature.
yeah, exactly.
Two cruel mistresses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they had a parade, right? And the parade, it had been postponed. The original parade date was in October, but they had that terrible typhoon Hagibee came through and just, to Mason's point about Mother Nature, just took a big dump all over their parade. They're just trying to have some fun, damn it, and this parade just ruined. But they had the parade finally, and 120,000 people attended. Packed sidewalks, flags, well wishes, the whole thing. I mean, apparently security was very tight at this event, so they had 40 checkpoints leading up to the route of the parade. So very, very strict security, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense because this is like a really big deal for them.
They love queuing up over there.
They do.
They freaking love it, and they're freaking great. They're great at it. They are great. They're great at it. Selfie sticks were set up. Our selfie sticks, bottles, banners, and even shouting were not allowed inside the parade zone. So very like intense. Even looking out of the windows from up above was forbidden. So
why wouldn't they be allowed to have selfie sticks?
I don't have the answer for that. This is all from an article on the Japan Times. By the way, the japantimes.com is a great website for keeping up with Japanese news. It's awesome. So I don't know. I guess they could be you could
Could it be used as a weapon?
Conceal a weapon inside of it. I just don't know. So, but like they didn't want you looking out the windows from up above in the street. I imagine they thought people might try to shoot at them down, but I don't. It doesn't seem like anybody really hates these people. Like it's such a peaceful place. Like I just can't imagine any real crime happening. But they painted a pretty good picture in the Japan Times. I have a nice quote here. They said Naruhito was wearing a tailcoat decorated with medals and carrying a brimmed hat. I imagine he looked very dapper.
So dapper, yeah.
Yeah, Masako, the empress, in an off-white long dress, wearing a tiara, and they were both waving from a Toyota Century convertible. The car was decorated with imperial chrysanthemum emblems and the emperor's flag. So it just sounds like a nice time. And a bit about the couple, they're kind of like very well. I mean, I guess all these emperors and royalty, they're always well educated. So they're very international. Both of them have spent a lot of time abroad. So Naruhito studied at Oxford and is a historian, a viola player, and an expert on water transport. Now, so I don't really know what that means, but is that like boats?
I'm guessing irrigation systems, but I think boats might be an equally good guess.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Sea-doos, maybe?
Boy knows his boats.
Riding on dolphins?
Oh, look it up. Water transport system. Maybe it's a submarine.
Maybe. Masako is Harvard and Oxford educated former diplomat. So, and the article, felt that the welcome was very warm for the two of them. So, hey guys, the new era in Japan has officially started. It's supposed to coincide with the emperor. So when the emperor dies or steps down, the new era begins, and the new era has officially begun because the new emperor is now enthroned. So pretty cool stuff.
We in it now, boys. We in it.
Oh, this shit's for real now.
New emperor, new groove.
The emperor's new groove. That's right. So, yeah, pretty interesting. So, we're gonna do the good, the bad, the million next, but I'm gonna secede this one to Mandi.
Last second audible.
Yeah, last second audible. I don't want to be taking up all the spotlight here. So, you ready?
Well, you won't because there's a ferret on camera.
Oh shit!
So,
there is
ferret cam.
We need a friggin' drop for this.
Where was he?
He zoomed right by. Very casually.
Zooming.
We need a ferret. We need a ferret sighting drop.
Ooh, very true.
We do.
Besides me just saying, "Oh my god, look, there's a ferret!" Wow.
All right, here we go, guys.
Howdy, partner. I seen you riding in on that dusty trail. Welcome to the good, the bad, and the moe.
I'm gonna eat my fudge while Mandy does a good job.
That's the true reason why he gave this to me, so he could eat his fudge.
So good.
He's like, I could talk, and he looks down.
I respect it, though. It's okay.
So good.
But the fudge is talking louder.
So for the good, bad, and the moe, Netflix is releasing Beastars very early in 2020, which is very surprising because it feels like normally when a Netflix gets a show, it takes many months for us to actually get it into English. They just dumped the entire season. But they reported on Tuesday that the adaptation of Haru Itagaki's manga Beastars will be released first thing, quote unquote, in 2020. The anime debuted in Japan on October 8th, leaving fans outside Japan very worried on how long it was going to take for us to watch the series. Netflix can take months past the final episode's air date to fully release the anime. There has still been no official statement on how many episodes Beastars is going to run for. It's currently unclear how many episodes Netflix is going to drop early 2020, which I'm
Drop it
going
like
to
it's
see in
hot.
January. But yeah, that's great. So if you're looking forward to Beastars, you don't have very long to wait. For the bad, beloved volleyball manga Haikyuu is coming to
Oh
an end.
no!
So surprising. I've seen a lot of people tweeting about this as well because everyone loves Haikyuu. It's such a popular series, and
Yeah.
it's coming to its final arc from its latest chapter in this year's 48th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. 48 volumes of Haikyuu. So if you're just now getting into the manga, you have plenty of content. But it's been running in the magazine since February of 2012 and has printed over 34 million copies. So we'll be very sad to see it go. But the new anime is coming up also very early 2020. And for the Moe, this one is hilarious. The limited edition massage cushion features Yuki Kaji's voice is being released.
Oh my God.
Seiyu Yuki Kaji, who plays Eren in Attack on Titan, in Yukine, in Noragami. He's been in loads of stuff, loads of anime you can find him in. But he has lent his voice to some very bizarre creations, like a smart mirror and a talking printer. But now, he'll be featured in a talking massage cushion.
Mhm.
The cushion is equipped with speakers that will play original lines from Yuki Kaji's web radio show, Kaji Yuki no Hitorigato, or Hotorigoto, and as well as a short story about Ochi-kun, who is a character who is designed by Yuki Kaji. Kaji explained that the show is meant to be a soothing and relaxing experience, hence a tie-in with a cushion. Like how he came to that conclusion. Close your eyes.
I came to that concussion.
Concussion, yeah. He says, close your eyes, empty your mind, and listen as you dive into Bochi-kun's world. I'm sure you will be soothed. And the cushion went on sale on Sunday, and it will cost 14,000 yen, which is about roughly $129.
Worth it.
So,
Listen.
and only 2,500 pillows have been made. So if you really want to get a Yuki Kaji cushion, you better jump in on that.
Listen, you guys. I know what you're thinking. Oh, this price tag. I wanted it so bad. Listen to me. $130 to have Yuki Kaji say sweet nothings to you while he rubs your back. And let's not forget, you could easily take this massage thing and stick it on.
What? Stick it on what?
Your head.
A little lower.
On your head?
A little lower, like you could sit on it. And Yuki Kaji.
Oh, a butt massage.
It's as if you close your eyes and just and pretend, it's as if Yuki Kaji is massaging your sweet, sweet buttocks while he speaks to you and massages your ear holes. For a mere $130, you can be enshrined in pure bliss and rhapsody of Yuki Kaji, both physically
thing, though.
and audibly.
Get that ASMR going
Here's
on.
the funny
this
thing. Though.
fudge.
Yuki Kaji is known for screaming roles.
Yeah.
Eren Yeager, Yukine from Noragami. He's in so many roles where all he does is scream.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, how is this going to be soothing exactly? Would it be funny if the massage chair just screamed at you the entire time?
Your buttocks are so supple. Oh boy.
Just a quick note. There's only been 40 volumes of Haikyuu released so far, so we don't know what the final count will be, but it's close to the your estimation of 48.
It says 48th issue, Mason.
Of Weekly Shonen Jump, which means
Okay, fine.
I
Not
know what you meant.
volumes.
I know what you meant. That's just the week of the year that it came out.
Fine.
Just not getting people's. Oh, there's 8 more volumes. We all know what you meant. Anyway, trivia.
You know
This
you
week-
like it when I use my fingers.
Yeah.
How is this
probably.
pressure?
What?
He's trying to be the pillow.
Oh, you want to
People,
be the
listeners,
pillow?
I know you want your RSS exclusive feeds, and you want your hentai episodes, and you want your hobby addicts. How much are you willing to pay for the Mitsugi brand back scratcher, where you scratch your own back and he yells at you through a voice box that we duct tape?
Abuse. He just yells at you about Moe Pitapel.
Sergeant order.
How
You don't
would
want to
you
go to
guys pay
hell.
for
How much would you pay, Mason?
that? That's a very good question.
No matter what you say, it's not enough.
Exactly.
That's what you know.
I don't want to do you a disservice by saying less than its value.
Yeah, you don't want to
but-
sell me short, man. I have a brand to uphold here, so I just want you to know.
Exactly. I don't want to influence the market.
Yeah,
but
that's
an even tougher question than that is the trivia questions that we have on our website. This
shit.
week's answer was another, and like last week's and this upcoming week's, it was very difficult. So if you can get it, you've got a good chance of winning. Just like Bill Nye, the Russian spy.
I love it.
Great
name.
Someone with that name was very deserving of this week's victory. So
yeah, I love
the theme remains Bill. Scary anime. So go over there and check it out.
Yeah. Now we have our weekly trivia question, which we will answer after the break. So you can spend this break pondering it, come up with the answer, and we'll tell you what the answer is if you're correct.
It doesn't mean Googling. You get no
Don't
glory
Google,
for
don't
that.
cheat.
Don't be a cheater.
In
Pumpkin
volume
eater.
11 of Hunter x Hunter manga, Togashi wrote about another fictional race that inspired him while creating Kurapika. What is that fictional race? We'll answer it after the break.
It might be from another anime. That's your hint. That's your only hint.
Bye.
See you
So
in a
don't
bit.
go away. Please come back.
We love you.
Anime Addicts, we're back, and I'm bringing you another round of anime news, leading us off this time with more anime announcements. Bang Dreams Agon of this boy band project is getting a TV anime. So the game developer Bushiroad announced that a TV anime of its Agonavis boy band project is going to be getting an anime series that's going to be coming out in the spring of 2020. We're getting a lot of these announcements for the big spring season coming up. We have Hiroshi Nishikiori of Toaru Majutsu no Index is going to be directing the series at Sanzagen Studio, and the screenwriter is Nobuhiro Mori, who worked on Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. So some good staff coming here to work on this. Boy bands playing music. If you're a fan of pretty boys playing guitars and drums and whatnot, well, you might want to look out for this Agonavis Bang Dream anime coming out in the spring of 2020. Next up, Violet Evergarden's film has now been rescheduled to April 24th. Kyoto Animation announced on Saturday that the film's production committee rescheduled the film, of course, due to the events at Kyoto Animation. But they're now giving you a date of the 24th of April 2020, and of course they're thanking everybody for their support and for being patient. The film was originally slated for January 10th, 2020, so really not delayed by that long, only about 3 months. But if you are a fan of Violet Evergarden, watch out for the film coming out in April. Next up, One Piece continues to be just as popular as ever with its new film One Piece Stampede, earning more than $85 million worldwide, which is just ridiculous for a shonen film. And outside of Japan, the film is screened in China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, United States, Canada, just, I don't know, pretty much everywhere. Funimation screened the film in the United States and Canada with English subtitles and also with a dub. So it earned about $1 million only in the United States and Canada. Just goes to show you that the One Piece isn't really all that popular in the United States, but it's very popular in Asia. So, and probably the most popular shonen property is still around. So if you're a fan of One Piece, rejoice because it's just as popular as it ever was. And next up, the Nintendo Switch console has sold now 10 million units in Japan. Nintendo announced on Tuesday that the Switch had continued to be successful, and now they have now passed the 10 million unit mark in Japan. Nintendo slated that it has sold almost 42 million copies of the Switch as of September's end. So this is a pretty impressive number for the short amount of time it's been out. So if you're a fan of Nintendo Switch, you're basking in the glow of a very popular and successful system, and you're probably going to get lots of great games for a while now to come. This was Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. And now, one more time, we're going to get back to the podcast. Anime Addicts, JList.com is more than just a website for you to buy figures, snacks, and DVDs. They also have stuff that will help you keep in touch with Japanese culture and anime culture as well. And by that I'm talking about their slate of monthly magazines that you can purchase. They have Megami Magazine, Dengeki Mao, Afternoon, Bomb. They even have magazines on cosplay, games, and models and hobbies from Japan. You can get them over at jlist or jbox.com, and you can get the current December issues of each of these magazines and stay up to date with your favorite hobbies. And now, head over to jlist or jbox.com right now for all of your anime and magazine shopping needs.
Hi, my name is Tony Oliver, voice of Arsene Lupin III from Lupin III, the TV series, and I am an anime addict.
Oh, that was for Enzo, who is unfortunately not with us today, but is probably dancing because, as he says, these beats are too lit. They just can't be contained.
That's right.
But when we left you, we had an in-show weekly trivia question. That was Volume 11 of Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter if you want to be one of those people. Togashi wrote about Togashi wrote about another fictional race that inspired him while creating Kurapika. What was this fictional race? The answer was the Omu from Hayao Miyazaki's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. And he
one of my
said that
favorites.
when the Omu are enraged, their eyes turn a bright red. And although they may be peaceful, Omu cannot help but go on a rampage when their eyes turn that color.
They're pissed.
He took both these qualities and gave them to Kurapika, who is also a very gentle, kind boy, except when the eyes light up. So
Except for spiders. He hates spiders, man.
he's not
I
wrong.
relate.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Yeah.
But what's never wrong is the Manga Minute.
Ooh.
Beat it.
He's on fire today with these friggin' transitions.
He always
Oh,
is.
always.
And now, let's take a minute for the Manga Minute with Mandi.
This is Mandy's Manga Minute, where I take a minute to tell you about a manga and help you find something new to read. And this one is called Imperfect Girl. Looking back on it now, I realize that incident is just what turned me into the novelist I am today. An author is someone who creates tales, but an aspiring author is someone who lies and nothing more. The incident happened 10 years ago, when I was in college and merely an aspiring author. If those events never took place, I wouldn't have become much of anything at all, which is why I think I need to thank that girl. Imperfect Girl is a mystery series written by Nisio-Isin, who you may know from the Monogatari series.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this before the stream. But not this manga, but just Nisio-Isin. But the manga is also illustrated by Mitsuru Hattori. It is a completed series with 3 volumes available in English, both digitally and printed. This is also an adaptation of I just screwed up his name so hard.
Sorry.
Nisio-Isin novel by the same name. And so the events have been condensed. The short series is very bizarre. I read the whole thing. It's so bizarre. The synopsis was so vague on the back of the first book that I was thrown off by what the manga actually contained. This is a story about a college-aged man being kidnapped by a very young elementary school kid. Our protagonist witnesses her doing something very bizarre, and the situation, the only way that the child can figure out to deal with the situation is to make this man disappear. And a large chunk of the story takes place inside of a closet. And throughout the manga, the main character makes discoveries here and there and attempts to piece together what exactly is going on with this strange child. And the premise is so bizarre and insane, but I still found it very intriguing. The main character is an absolute idiot. He's so dumb. And you just want to smack him. But I found myself still also wanting to uncover more about this child and why she has all these very peculiar behaviors. And it's a very fast read. And if you can stomach the premise, I do suggest giving it a shot. There are enough thought-provoking themes that I think it's worth it. And the art is very simple. I couldn't really find any really good. I don't know if that's going to show up on stream, but it has a very simple art style and it's very bizarre. But this manga was also sponsored to us by Bookwalker. We will have a new code coming up. It's not currently available because it hasn't been activated yet, but look forward to that in the future.
Yeah. I
This
love
thing
this
jumped
show.
up on my
Oh,
computer.
hi, Ferret.
Hey,
Whoop.
there he is.
Ferret alert.
Days
He
that
climbed-
boy.
My computer to get up here, so he wanted to say hi on the stream.
Oh my goodness, so adorable. God, I was about to talk about how much I love Nisio Eason and his palindromic name, but nope, Ferret takes priority.
Do ferrets have bones? Because I'm looking at that ferret.
They
They're
do.
very okay. Could you
They do, but they're very, very flexible.
could you like tie him into like a pretzel?
Maybe I can wear him as a scarf.
I wouldn't want you to hurt him, but yeah, just from the look of the little guy, he looks like he's very bendy. So,
It's just a bendy boy.
and the chat says cute. So, all right. Well then, what do we have next?
We have the Waifu Wars.
In the game of waifus, you either win or you are late to anime school. Cake will be thrown, ice cold tea will be served. Who will be top in the class and who will be flunked in Mason's Waifu Wars?
Hey. Yeah. So it's very easy in this game of waifus to get fatigued with the popularity of certain characters. Established waifus who are brought up like so often in debates that they start to lose their luster. So co-opted by the general public that their strength begins to wane from overexposure or the idea of them being too mainstream. But despite all that, our waifu today, who despite appearing at the top of lists always, constantly, they still remain one of the most wholesome characters that you'd want to bring home for Thanksgiving. Because that's the theme for November. It's all the wholesome, precious boys and girls that we love and your family would love.
And your
So
mom
from
would
the
love.
Yeah, exactly. So from the 2013 series that made waves throughout the fandom, we were talking about Kyoto Animation's Free. And we were focusing on none other than Mr. Baby Got Back Stroke, Makoto Tachibana.
Baby got backstroke? For
Yeah.
real? That's
Yeah.
where you went with that? I love it.
That's where I went with that.
You sure you don't want to change that?
You
'Cause
know,
there's still time.
we might
There's still time, Mason.
We can talk about that at the end.
Okay.
But so yeah, that's right. We are returning to the husbando pool for this one, and what a glorious specimen from a gorgeous show. So Free is definitely one of those shows that I think everyone has an opinion on. What did you guys think about it?
Didn't watch Free. So
I love Free.
No opinion.
I love
Yeah.
Free. I thought it was such a great show.
Free is
It's fun.
I enjoy it so much. I often
Yeah.
talk about how like the best sports shows make you want to play said sport, and despite all the melodrama and like that aspect of it, like it's just so good. Everyone's so wholesome. It looks
Yeah.
fantastic, and it makes you want to swim. You just want to take a dip, and you're like, I want to do it. I want to do the swim. I might not be good at it, but I just want to get in there. And
Every time I watch a sports anime with my sister, that always happens. Kurokuro Basket, let's go buy a basketball. Free, let's go get a swimsuit and swim in the pool. Every time.
I know.
After Yuri on Ice, she tried so hard to get me to go ice skating. I was like, no. I
yeah.
don't want to die tonight.
Should have called me up. I would have told you about how to do all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, keep the water frozen for me. But besides that, Free is just, it's so pretty. It's so much fun. And while I can't always give it a high like critical score, I'm always excited for more of it. So that's all well and good. But as for Makoto himself, this 184 centimeter behemoth, which is
Damn.
6 feet in freedom units. He's a sweet prince. And it's someone that we should all aim to emulate. The world
Sweet
would be a
prince.
better place if we had some more Makotos. He's so supportive of his friends and family, with his natural state being just genuinely considerate and sincere in his selflessness. From his long felt friendship with the difficult Haru, looking after his younger siblings, Ren and Ran, can't even talk. He's also friends
You're
with
doing good.
someone else's favorite husbando that we can talk to later.
I like sharks.
Shark teeth, ooh ha ha. He reaches out to rivals with a welcoming hand. And you just know he would get along with your family. You know, he's just such a sensible member of the show, which can get a little zany at times, and he exudes such a pleasant aura. And he doesn't have to be hashtag quirky or try too hard to like make a splash. He just kind of lets his kindness and his actions define him. And he's just so pure. I've been dropping those this entire episode.
I've noticed.
Unfortunately, they are not very funny. But for a show that has like plenty of skin, you know, there's a little bit of fan service. Even then, he stays more reserved. He likes to go with the full length option of the swim trunks. You know, even then, he's still being, you know, respectable. He's not flashing too much. So it's very good. And he's such a solid husbando that despite his popularity, I've got to give him props. And I want to hear from you guys. If there's a waifu or a husbando with a better smile than him, shark teeth not included.
Rin has the best smile.
He only got that because he went to Australia. He wouldn't have that.
Oh, Australians are all shark people.
Orthodontist.
Yeah.
Get this
Gotcha.
guy.
Look at if all the animals there are dangerous, I'm assuming so are the people. You know,
Damn.
People are animals
Right,
too.
Australians in chat.
Anyway, yeah, pouring out for the Australians. Press F in the chat for floss because you got to take care of those chompers.
Yeah, your
And,
gum. Hey,
yeah.
people, your gums are important. You know, and you know what?
Exactly.
And the best thing for your teeth is peanut butter or fudge. That's just a fact.
That's just known.
Think how much peanut butter fudge Rin can get through. He just tears through that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Rapper and all. Anyway, yeah, Makoto, he's a good boy. He's the best.
He's team
boy.
dad.
He's a husbando. Yeah, and he's a good. He's a good. He's a
good something. We'll figure that out later. You know, it's not important right now.
Makoto's a good choice, though.
What's the most important right now is our main topic. Speaking of swimming with
Oh,
sharks.
damn, he's good. How does he do it?
Speaking of swimming with Rin, what?
Swimming with a Rin. So do we want to start with our submissions that we made because we are very funny
Why
people?
don't we do them if we have time?
Okay, I think we got
No,
enough.
that's just me trying to avoid.
I see how it is.
Juicy ones from our listeners, but you know, if people really want to hear our last second ideas, we can go.
Literally.
Actually, I pondered over mine for quite a while.
Okay, well, do you want
deep, insightful thoughts? Deep, insightful.
Do you want to show the people how it's done?
It shows.
First, I want to do this.
Who are the sharks? They are self-made business experts worth billions. Mitsugi is a self-proclaimed holy man and a world-renowned enemy of moe girls. Raised billions for his church through the Kick the Filth into the Pit of Hell Foundation to lead the fight against moe. Mandi, a shrewd venture capitalist who made a fortune selling her anime boy butt hug pillow company for $4 billion. Enzo, rock label mogul and shrewd negotiator, made millions when he founded the only rock label for nudists called Nudist Peach. Mason, after becoming bored with winning food eating contests, he turned millions into billions with an investment into his own social media platform, HotTakes.com. These are the sharks, and this is Anime Shark Tank.
Oh shit, now I'm ready to roll.
I've never been more inspired.
Let's fucking do it. In any event, we can start with the listeners. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's do that. So the first one, I've got to take this one.
I that's fine. I just gotta put one note in here before we start. Some of these are very long. So and by long I mean like 500 words, and that would take like 10 minutes to read out loud. So in the interest of not killing people with just excessively long synopses, when possible, let's try to truncate. So that's all I want.
I'll try.
I want to throw that out there. So
I saw another one later on that's from Mason. Mason has to do it later on.
Fair enough.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It is the first one. Never mind. I thought that was down further in the list.
This first one comes from Otaku Cop.
Oh.
And we've talked a bit on the Discord, but we both have a passion for hockey. So his submission is called Power Play the Animation.
Oh, I love the name, Power Play. Oh shit, Power Play. I can actually see the katakana now. Power Play.
Power Play. And it's just off like ping pong. It's like the same double P alliteration with the animation. Oh
shit.
Man after my heart. But essentially the premise is that a 15-year-old hockey prodigy born in Japan, but he lives in the US for the last 8 years. Him and like because of the moving of his family has to go back to Japan, and he made a name for himself in America as part of Team USA, where he was known for his like 110-kilometer-per-hour slap shot, which
USA
honestly is not fast at all. That's like 70 miles an hour, so we got to up those numbers up, but still like so he's preparing for the Junior World Tournament in the US, and then he has to move back to Japan. So essentially he's like, oh man, I got to move back to Japan. I'm all bummed out. Like hockey's not a big thing over there. There's only like 12 teams, and he gets kind of depressed and he gets in the slump. But when he goes back to Japan and he goes to his high school, he finds that one of his like childhood best friends that he knew in America actually moved back to Japan. So he's like, oh my goodness, someone I recognize. There's actually other hockey players over here, and he gets re-inspired. He gets reinvigorated to play. So, let's see. And he essentially joins, and he rejoins the hockey landscape, and he goes to play in the JHL, or
of course
Japanese
he does
Hockey League. And the story is meant to be like Major meets Mighty Ducks meets IQ.
I love it.
And the plan was to be told in 4 seasons, 26 episodes each. Season 1 being the JHL and school arcs, like the juniors, like the initial stages. Season 2 would be the World Juniors. Season 3 would be his eventual like transition, spoilers, to the NHL. And then season 4 would be like the Olympics and like later in life fatherhood and everything. And kind of the synopsis or reason for it is the manga and anime can be used to teach Japanese about the amazing sport of hockey. That's right. And tell this compelling story, because sports anime can do that. There's going to be like a blossoming romance that doesn't leave the audience hanging, which means we're going to get dating before the end of season 1.
We're going to get some fat smooches.
And eventually married. Yeah, some big old kisses.
Now Mason's out, sorry.
Exactly. There's going to be training/tournament arcs, along with like rivals and his like best friends and like other like members from Team USA who they have to go compete against at the international level. There might even be an injury where the main character will have to overcome a devastating knee injury before he is drafted and reprove that he is an elite player.
So, blow out his ACL. Oh, crap.
And the way you're going to make money from this is you can sell, obviously, the manga. You can sell hockey jerseys, Nendoroids, Funko Pops, video games. And because there's an international appeal, similar with like Yuri on Ice or something, there's going to be a lot of people looking in. Sakura will be everyone's best girl.
Oh yeah, already is.
And the main character will lead a host of anime boys, not unlike Haikyuu. Power Play the animation will hopefully do for hockey what Yuri on Ice did for figure skating. I kind of said that already because I assumed. So yeah, that was a very condensed version of Otaku Cop's epic proposal.
That does sound epic, actually. I hope you're listening, Japan. This is like the 4th time that we've talked about a hockey anime, and every other sport, no matter how minor in the landscape of world sports, like, I mean, we've had everything, it seems like, but we haven't had hockey, and it's not even a minor sport. Like, hockey is a big-time sport. And we've had everything. We had ping pong, for God's sake. And ping pong is like, we had badminton, I mean, next thing you know, we're going to have Ultimate Frisbee. We'll have Ultimate Frisbee before. We even had a friggin' quote-unquote sports anime about, like, water guns. Like, come on. Hook us up with some hockey. I need some like Yankee boys to be the enforcers on the hockey team. I want to see some fights. I want to see some fights in this hockey anime. I want to see some first person view fights where we're like you're watching the fight from first person and it like dips in that
cages.
Oh shit, it's gonna be good. Yeah. I want to see some blood on the ice. Let's friggin' do it. They're gonna have that shot where we're like the camera's behind the glass, like and someone gets body checked into the glass and like their face is all smashed up against the glass. Oh, it could be so friggin' exciting. I mean, what are we doing?
If you had some like CG scenes where like the camera's like whipping across the ice like as a virtual puck.
Oh man!
And like it's spinning all around. That'd be good. That'd be hype. I don't think it's we're hiding our interest in this. This is
No, I mean-
definitely.
Would you want production
potential.
IG to do it, or who would you want to do it?
I don't think they listed their studio. So maybe in the future we should have like a format of like name, studio, how is this going to make money, what's the premise, why do you think it'll succeed? But I don't think it even needed it. I think IG could be good.
Is that true that Japan just doesn't know anything about hockey? Like it's just not popular there at all?
I mean, it's not a major sport in Japan.
Now, I think I could be wrong. I think there's maybe 2 players in the NHL right now who are Japanese. Forgive me if I'm way off base, but it's not very like they field the team. They have players.
Okay.
But it's
here's the order of popular sports in Japan according to Wikipedia. And they're pretty much what I would have said anyway. Although I would have put basketball in here a little higher, but apparently according to this, the most popular sports in Japan are baseball, obvious. Soccer should be obvious. Golf, and I knew that was the case. There's a lot of businessmen in Japan that like play golf, and tennis, and sumo, and basketball. I would have thought would have been on here, but it's not. But there's no mention of hockey. It's just they just don't. It probably exists, but I never heard anybody even acknowledge that they knew what hockey was when I lived there. So it's kind of a bummer.
Interesting.
This is going to be a great idea because hockey, because of the nature of it, and by that I mean like you're on ice, is such a kinetic sport. It's so fast moving that they started digitally altering the puck on television so people could actually see the freaking puck.
At one point they did. They've since stopped that.
I bet it was a consideration at one point. I mean, the action would just be blistering. It could be really good.
And there's so many different types of like styles of play and like characters themselves that all like exist. Oh, it'd be so good. Oh,
I'm in. I think it's obvious. Yeah, for sure. All right. Is anybody
I don't
not
have any
in?
money.
We're all in.
You have a fake $10 million, Mandy. Just want you to know.
Fake 10 million. I don't know how much I want to give you. How much do you want?
Sorry, that's yen.
Oh, 10 million yen. Here's a yen.
10 million Mandy bucks.
It won't go very far. All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next one's by 7star7, and I guess unless Mandy, unless you want to read it, I'm happy to do it.
You've got it.
In a world where magic and monsters live in the shadows of technology and science, there exist those with the ability to use the arcane arts to protect humanity. One such person is Misa Lee, a young woman of mixed descent. Most Magi use elements. Magical constructs, telepathy, telekinesis, or can use magic to strengthen and enhance themselves. But Misa is able to manipulate and alter light and darkness. Misa has recently had her father die in a tragic accident. Oh no. As a new college student, she discovers that her father's best friend, Martin, is a professor. Misa has not seen Martin since her brother's death 7 years prior. Martin is currently fostering a young amnesiac. Martin recruits Misa in a secret group consisting of other college students, all with magical abilities, all fighting to protect humanity. A girl named Hibiki also has the rare ability to mimic the powers of those around him, but his greatest power is to call upon a demon. When fighting monsters, he can become almost as strong or as quick as them, but never stronger. Hibiki and Misa's father was also recently resurrected and currently leads a group of monsters and lesser demons, though his allegiances are questionable as he also has no memory of his children or best friend. In the first season, 13 episodes would be spent introducing the viewers to Misa and the others, as well as the world they live in, and ends with the introduction of her father. The second season, also 13 episodes, would focus on the ongoing fight between Misa and her friends against her father. Man, my mouse is so broken. Against her father. Oh my gosh. The wheel on this mouse is busted.
You see what's going on our dock
brutal.
right now.
It's brutal. Would focus on the fight between Misa and her friends against her father and his forces. Marketing, action figures, and plushies of the characters. Maybe even a movie where both sides have to work together against a greater evil. That's it. That's the whole thing. 7star7. Thank you.
Everyone who submits these, first of all, I just want to say thank you. We do
appreciate
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All this stuff. That said, the first sentence was interesting where you brought up like you have this technology and like science and like occult mythical stuff, all arcane all at once. And I'm like, oh, that could be cool. And then you just proceeded to list a bunch of magic powers. And I was like, okay. I mean, this would probably be a good show, like in the sense that it would make money because it's like every other show that's been created.
Japan would make this.
But what's the catch? Like, what's the hook? What's gonna make people watch this over the other isekai stuff like it? And that's
what's gonna give me that what's gonna give me that special feeling in my shorts? You know, I want to get excited.
What's gonna make Mitz look at the show like the way he looks at fudge? You know, what's gonna?
I ate that fudge. Oh shit! I got more. I got a whole brick of that damn fudge in the refrigerator.
Damn.
And I have
bricks are gonna be dropping bricks later, my dude.
And I have chocolate fudge too. Listen, man, I was cutting all week, and then over the weekend, what do? I gorge myself. I'm eating pizza. I'm eating Chinese food, fudge. Bring it on. Ugh, that's what you get when you suffer throughout the whole week. Guys. And again, we do appreciate all the submissions, but there have been so many anime where it's like, oh, a group of people with magical powers team up to fight something. I don't know. I think I'm just looking for something more like original, you know?
Yeah, if I got more about what is actually happening and not just magical powers, maybe it might like something else that's going to draw me into this and think, wow, this could be something new or unique.
Yeah,
but thank you for writing it.
Yeah, are we out?
Yeah, I had no like sense of form. I couldn't like make an image in my mind of like what does this even look like. It was just the magic and demons and generic. So I'm unfortunately going to have to give this one a no.
Yeah, I'm out.
Give it to Rin.
Give me a drop, Mitz. Give me a drop.
Mr. Wonderful is going to eat your lunch.
Listen, here's how it works. You go downstairs, get a bottle of wine, you look at the product, you set it on fire, you drink the whole bottle, and the two of you come to peace. Right. It doesn't work.
There you go. He's so savage. Drink the whole bottle of wine, come to peace. It doesn't work. Anyway, all right.
Earlier, if you saw me silently laughing, it's because our next one made me laugh. There's something in it that made me laugh.
Japan would buy this next one in 10 seconds. They're probably already making it. But not before that hockey anime. We need that damn hockey show. We need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one made me laugh, so I'm happy. I like how you guys set this up so I would be the one to get it.
Of course. I mean, come on. We're always plotting.
This one is from Courtney Mystic. And it is called Monster Musuko. Which I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, what would Musuko be? I was thinking
boy.
Son,
muscle.
I believe.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a young boy.
Musuko is son. Like
yeah.
your child.
Okay.
Yeah, Musume is daughter. Musuko is
Oh, gotcha. Okay. But this is a gender bend version of the famous Monster Musume. I don't know if it's famous.
It is.
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, it's infamous. For the audience of women and gay men, I believe the anime industry is slowly starting to realize that female weeaboos also have sexual desires. Let me fix that. Female weeaboos are horny as fuck.
I think weeaboos in general just have that
it doesn't have anything to do with gender. We're all just horny.
Oh no. Oh,
it's not just female weeaboos. Listen, no Nut November, which we're going to talk about in the hentai episode after this, is a blight on humanity. The world is suffering.
No, I strongly disagree, and I'm already out of this one. But see if you can.
Let me finish this. Hang on.
Okay.
The story would be very similar to Monster Musume, but with ecchi scenes aimed at the female audience. So, more muscles, more sexy intimidation like a kabedon, and boners visible through trousers. Where's my Hisoka? I don't have him with me.
Oh no, the one time.
I needed him.
To shine his light for us.
Another difference would be monster fight scenes over the female MC, of course, and a wider range of body types fitting the man is mixed with, sorry. It is of utmost importance that this is not an innocent romance like most reverse harems, but a full-blown ecchi with potential for hentai, as I believe this is what the market is liking at the moment. Money and strategies. This is where we laugh. First of all, I'll pay you to make it, somebody please. Sorry, that got me. Animal-themed vibrators.
Whoa.
Those already exist.
Of course.
I know this isn't a hentai episode, so I'm not going to get into it, but this already exists. Hugging pillows with monster boys, sexy audio CDs, and finally, a few weeks after the show, an 18-plus light novel so the hot and bothered audiences can finally get the sex scenes they crave.
Okay.
I'm in.
It's weird that they wrote the hugging pillows where we talked about like the massaging pillows earlier this episode. This corny mystic knows what's going on.
Yeah, Yuki Kaji is going to play the main boy, and he already has his massage cushion coming out.
Exactly.
It's gonna go right with it. Look, we're all just working together. Help your dreams come true. Help your dreams become memes.
Make your memes become wet dreams. That's what they always say, right?
Yeah, make your memes come wet dreams. We got this shit.
Listen, I don't think I would watch this because I just don't think
I would.
Well, it's meant for as it was stated, horny female weeaboos. So I don't think that's me. But
I don't think so.
But I would say take my money because it's gonna make a shitload of it. I mean, come on.
I'll give you money to give me money to make it.
Exactly. I wasn't on board, but since you're paying us to make it, and I'm there's definitely going to be returns. There's definitely money to be made. So I'm in.
Well, listen.
I've never been more in my life.
Well, listen. Monster Musume made a shitload of money. I mean, that was a big deal, and we all know I'm just gonna say Free was really popular, and this is kind of like the hybrid of the two. I sort of think. And so
more hentai than Free.
Do they get naked?
Or is this going to be like the other
look.
shows where it's like the 5-minute unedited version gets released and then the actual version? No. This is going to be the full 24-minute experience.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It'd be like the Nature Channel up in here.
Well, I think I'm in. I think I'm good. I'm good on this one.
Which one has the properties of both rubber and gum?
Wow.
Wild.
Well then.
Thanks, corny mystic. Sorry.
Next up.
That was a good one. Next up is from Like Clockwork.
Oh.
With the name it being of their proposal, Alice in Another World with Cat Boys and Combo Attacks.
That's the title?
Cat Boys?
Episodes.
I'm in.
And they say, sorry the title is so long. It's an isekai, so I felt it was necessary.
It's not long enough, actually. You gotta have at least 13 words.
You need some semicolons and hyphens points. And exclamation points. Yeah, at least 8.
Alice in Another World. Yeah.
So they write, Ebisu is a cynical otaku. After spending an entire weekend trying to beat the strongest boss in the game she is playing, she finds that a giant hole has appeared in the middle of her apartment. Confused, she cautiously looks over the edge, but then her cat trips her and she ends up falling in.
Uh-oh.
Dang. Typical cat.
Is this me?
This is about Mandi?
Did you just
write an anime about me?
Suddenly, she finds herself transported to the world of her favorite game and in the body of her character Alice. Greeted by a waifu bait wizard with blue hair and massive boobs, Ebisu learns that she has been summoned to this world to defeat the boss that she had not been able to defeat, and who many other summoned heroes have died trying to defeat. However, she then finds out that her offensive skills and defensive skills are alarmingly low. In fact, the only skill her character seems to have the ability of is to craft enchanted weapons. Now, Ebisu sets off to gather a party that can make use of her weapons and help take down the boss. This party includes the waifu wizard, a sexy stoic cat boy.
Oh, stoic, you got me.
Pause for dramatic
cat shit.
And this cat boy is actually her cat in real life, who turned into a cat whenever he smiles. Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, wait a second, this is getting weird now.
It's getting weird. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who are twin lolly because anime, the header, who is a tsundere boy with long silky hair.
White hair. Let me put this in there. White hair. I'm in.
Okay, we're making fan edits. I like it. Led by Alice, their snarky and jaded party leader, they set off on an adventure to defeat the Prince of Hearts, which is the maniac yandere who switches from stoicism to laughter in the blink of an eye, and his pet dragon, the Jabberwock. So yeah, it's very much an established story that the Western audiences could get behind, but still with a very distinctive anime twist.
Damn.
So they say the marketing is key. It'll be a good idea to commission a light novel series prior to the anime's release to build up further hype, as is standard. Since it has this Alice in Wonderland imagery, it should have all the elements needed to be a big hit in Japan and America. Just everyone likes isekais. And obviously then they sell shirts, plushies, and other merch. And there's potential for connecting game series, probably on mobile, since it'll be similar to Fate Grand Order. And yeah, everyone will like it. So that's their proposal of Alice in Another World with cat boys and combo attacks.
I think I'm out, guys. Like I there's so many isekai shows. I don't especially I don't know, it's like does it really matter if they're helping to target a Western audience?
Maybe. You never know.
I'm not aware of Alice in Wonderland's overpopularity in Japan. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, the only issue with this is that something very similar already exists.
Uh-oh.
There's an Otome game called Alice in the Country of Hearts, which is, it's very similar, except for, like, there's no, like, waifu.
Stoic cat boys.
But the cat boy is actually very flirtatious. But the hatter, I
no.
believe, was very tsundere, I believe. I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, that already has an Otome game and a manga. So, and there's like a short anime of it. But yeah.
So does that mean you're out?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it might be like not popular enough with Western audiences, and maybe Alice doesn't have enough appeal in the Japanese market.
Would eat this shit up.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Yeah. But I am not an Otome, so I'm once again, I think this would be very successful, but I don't want
fuck it. I don't have money. I'm in.
I don't want my fingerprints on this one.
All right. I guess Mr. Wonderful is going to come here and spank your bottom.
People hate this product. I hate it too. If you keep investing in it, you're killing money.
I hate this product. People hate it too.
Nathan and I's face when you said that.
What, the spank your bottom?
Yeah.
Well, he is. I don't know. He just does what he wants. He's just savage. Like if you ever watch Shark Tank, he can just like pull someone over his knee and just spank him on the ass. Be like, get the fuck out of here. This product is dog shit. That's what Mr. Wonderful does. He's an asshole.
I didn't get a dog shit vibe out of this one. I thought it had potential, but
well, I mean that's true. But Mr. Wonderful,
not enough.
And
he doesn't take no.
It could be literally on the 1 yard line, 1 yard from the touchdown, and you could still be like, this is dog shit. He doesn't care. That's what he does. Anyway. This next one, okay, I'll take this one. Synther writes, the name of the show is Super Formula. Oh, is it going to be about racing? Okay. Nakajima Honda and Hushino I don't like that name, Hushino. That's a strange name. Hushino Toyota are childhood friends and karting rivals. Oh shit, it is about racing. The last race of the season, Nakajima wins the race by defending the last corner from Hushino, but Hushino wins the championship. Afterwards, Hushino's rich father takes him to Europe to help him become a professional driver. 6 years later, Naka gave up racing with his friend gone and the death of his father, and turned to a racing game otaku. His only friends are his neighbors, a boy his age, his older sister, and also Naka's senpai at the store where he works. Naka has become one of the best gamers on a certain racing game. He gets invited to a tournament at Fuji Raceway. After winning the tournament, it's revealed that the winner would have a chance to try out for a Formula Nippon team. He then meets the flirtatious older lady team PR manager, who is their social media manager. Just before he gets in the car for his trial laps, he meets the team's other new driver, his old friend Hushino, back from Europe with a superior attitude, who looks down on his old rival. Hushino sets a time first for Naka to beat, but he lacks knowledge of the track, so sets a modest time. This is Naka's favorite track of the game, so he has done thousands of virtual laps. When he gets in the car, the memories of karting days come back, and he eventually beats Hushino's time by a few hundredths of a second on his last lap. After seeing some videos of Naka's karting days, the old crew agrees to make him the team's reserve driver behind Hushino, an aging former champion who will help the two young drivers in what may be his last season. The show will then carry on with Nakajima and his struggles learning how to race again, the fame of becoming a virtual driver turned pro, and the contempt of his old friend and the other drivers who had to work hard to get to the racing seat. The first season of 24 episodes with the opportunity for many more seasons. I have hardly seen an anime focused around motor racing, and even though it is a big spectator sport in Japan and worldwide, I see a deal with the actual Super Formula Championship for cross-promoting and money-making opportunities with a manga and car and model character models. What do you guys think?
Have you guys ever seen Capetta? I think that is that's a Formula One anime.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I just familiar. This doesn't sound bad, and coming off of Initial D, I could definitely see the appeal to this.
Yeah. The question is it gonna make money though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I feel like I'd watch it, but would it make money?
Would it have a Eurobeat soundtrack? If no,
oh shit! If it does,
I'm in. I think that's what it'll come down to: is who can you get, who can you finance and be inspired by to get to do the music for this. I think I need to. I think I need to literally hear more about how it sounds.
I'm trying to figure out how kart racing and then playing a video game makes you a pro race driver. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's anime. That's how it always happens.
I don't know. There weren't. I feel like I'd watch this, but there weren't significantly convincing money-making prospects to it. Like he says, so Cinther says, a deal with the actual Super Formula Championship for cross promotion and money making, but with a manga and car and character models.
Sounds like we're just putting our thing on a car and hoping for the best.
I don't think that car models are really going to sell. I didn't hear any. I mean, I hate to put it like this, but I feel like you're going to have a lot better chance selling figures if there's a couple girls in it. A manga.
The cars are the waifus.
Well, I mean, okay. Now you're getting somewhere.
Now we're talking. I would watch this show, but I don't think there's enough of a hook to make it stand out.
What if the cars were girls and the guy got inside the car and raced and they had to be like a team, but then there's like the weird sexual innuendo because he's like, inside or whatever.
Classic series of Kartai collection.
Yeah, see, then you're getting somewhere. But I don't know. I think I'm out. It's close. I think I'm out though. I gotta be tough. This is Shark Tank.
Once again, actually more than the other one, I am out, but I'm more game to watch this if it were to come out. So I gotta say no, my dog. I'm too selfish.
What do you think,
A lot of
Mandy?
these sports anime, I think, really heavily depend on what the animation's like. If this had fantastic animation, I'd be in.
Yeah, and soundtrack, of course.
And soundtrack, yeah. Because it doesn't matter what the story is if it's super hype. I'm in. But, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm out compared to like a bunch of the other stuff that we've seen.
All right, here we go.
Here's how I think of my money. Soldiers. I send them out to war every day. I want them to take prisoners and come home. So there's more of them. Your army, every soldier dies that you send out every day.
This is so brutal.
Oof.
All right.
This
Next.
one is from, I don't know how to say this name. I'm just going to say Anders Sensei. Because the first one is
Mr.
like
Anderson.
Ander One App.
Mr. Anderson. I just watched The Matrix the other
Mr.
day. It's so good.
Anderson. Anders Sensei.
I'm getting
this
some
one-
flashback.
Yeah, this is the one that when I thought that it was down lower, this is the one I thought that the first one was.
Well,
I was like,
will be
we need to give
interesting.
this one to Mason.
We'll have to compare these two and maybe
Yeah.
change our minds. So go ahead.
Yeah, this one is called Power Play. It's going to be 24-episode sports comedy drama. And as a big anime fan and hockey fan, I always appreciate the AAA crew's desire for an ice hockey anime. I think I finally have the story to tell that will fit well. The story will follow the Japanese women's national team. If you know international ice hockey, yeah, we're gonna get some information here. This is the question I had earlier. If you know international ice hockey, you will know that Japan competes at the highest level internationally. This is due to the part of the women's game not having as much as competition as the men's, but it makes for a good story. The story will follow Hana, a former goalie for the JWNT, who in the first episode of the series retires after a long career.
That would be the Japanese women's national team, in case you were curious, people. Anyway.
Another hockey submission.
I know, I love it.
She will, in the second episode, be offered an assistant coaching position and will help guide the next generation of players that come from the youth team. I imagine that part of her retirement will include taking in an adoptive cousin or niece or nephew, which will serve as the foil to explain the rules of the game, because every sports anime needs one of those.
Yeah. Wait, hockey's on ice?
yeah, the one person in the crowd who explains everything to us.
So good at this sport without knowing it anyway.
Yeah. The series will follow Hana and the team as they get used to the adult game, as well as play in the IIHF. What does that stand for? Do you know?
The International Ice Hockey Federation, I'm guessing.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, nice.
Tournament leading up to the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. The beauty of the show is that they can partner with the real JWNT and help promote the women's game ahead of the Olympics. Hence why the story starts at a higher level. Though I could pitch a scenario where the story begins with characters trying to make the U18 team. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this premise and would appreciate feedback. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm into either of these.
Two hockey anime, both called Power Play, one distinguished by the animation afterwards. This one's a little bit shorter, goes into the female sports, and it's a much higher level of higher stakes play. At least it jumps right into that. It doesn't have the 2 seasons of build up before that.
Yeah, I like the tie-in too as well.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Can we give this to KyoAni? Have they done any sports?
I mean, they did Free.
Yep.
That's true. Dummy.
No worries.
The same title as the other sports, as the other hockey one too. I guess it was too obvious. Power Play. This one just it doesn't give my blood pumping like the other one. The other one has like.
The other one was definitely a classic sports show.
The other
this one gets me pumping because I want to see girls play. Simon.
I guess I can see it.
This one strikes me very much like a giant killing show, where you have like the more like the coach managerial side, more than like a in the weeds of like training for the sport kind of thing. This is definitely more from like the coaching aspect. I like this one a whole lot, but I think as like a introduction to hockey, the other one would be better. I think this one would be like, hey, look at this niche sport that's going to be in the Olympics in a couple years. Observe. Whereas the other one's like, I want to go buy a hockey stick and run outside and play in the street with my friends. Like, that's more the difference in vibes I got. So while I like both, if I had to only put money on one, it would be the first. But god damn, do I want to see some Moe hockey.
Listen, I think like I just want a hockey anime so bad, and we haven't had one. And I feel like if we get one, I want it to be the shonen show, where I feel like the show from the different perspectives comes later. Like we've had 15 million baseball shows, so then finally Good as Any comes out, and then you get to see like the managerial side or the professional aspect of baseball.
You didn't have that as
and it's
the
like,
first.
Yeah, in the first one, I want to see like people beating each other up. I want to watch people. I want to see like the comeback arc where the ACLs are torn and I don't know. I feel like if I had to settle with this or nothing, I would take it. However, I think that I'd feel weird passing 2 hockey shows, and this one just didn't get me the way the other one did, because as sad as it is to say, I kind of just want to slip into my shonen Yoyomushi pedalness and just see the action and not really. And I want my blood to boil when I watch it.
Enzo was saying we should get a crossover between the two of them.
Where they play each other?
Between this Power Play and the other one, we call it Power X Play.
We have so few sports shows featuring all women that I am for sure. I'm far more into this one than the other one. That's something different. The other one could just, for me, feel like it could end up being just like any other sports anime.
As a hockey boy, I can't deny it. So I am selfishly in. For both of them.
Oh, you guys are in. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on.
This one comes from our good old pal Icy Rose.
Oh boy,
who's written quite a few of these. So anime is called Fate/Origin. The length is 13 episodes, additionally, but with additional seasons based on the success of the first, and it can potentially run up to 200 episodes.
Holy shit!
Boys got eyes on the prize. So the idea is, due to the Fate franchise's massive library of historical and mythological figures, the idea behind Fate/Origin, I should just call it Fate Origin, is simple. Each episode will be a short that runs down the basic mythos or legend behind each figure represented in the franchise, be it from any one of them. The purpose being to educate people on the original classical stories that allowed the characters to become famous enough to be added to the franchise, similar to the Extra History YouTube series that does an abridged retelling of the most famous historical events or figures. So essentially, he's just proposing for animated Wikipedia, if you get interested enough from the show. The initial series will cover the most well-known figures: King Arthur, Gilgamesh, Alexander the Great, Joan of Arc, Nero Claudius, etc. With successes based on how well these do, they'll get more into the servants. The stories can be told in a serious or comedic manner, depending on the historical figure and context of how they are portrayed in Fate. And I personally have felt that Fate is at its best when it's either discussing the philosophies of the heroes they represent or when they are a gag comedy. Well, I'm a big fan personally of when they do the philosophies of the heroes. That's
same.
The console and the confrontations of the ideas are definitely my favorite part. So marketing, obviously Fate is huge, one of the most profitable mobile games on the market, and a wide variety of materials revolving it. You could easily produce manga compilations of the legends as companion pieces to go with the Blu-rays of, I'm assuming, to be the main series. So, do we need to see a little behind-the-scenes shorts of the Fate characters? Weigh in now.
It would make money. So.
It probably would, yeah.
Yes.
I don't really think I would watch it. It doesn't sound interesting to me. Mostly just because I like stories and episodic stuff. If I want to read the mythos, I could just go read a book or something.
This sounds like information for nerds, and I'm not a nerd, so
yeah.
I am out.
He's out, man.
I am. I'm actually more interested in the actual history of these characters.
I'd probably watch this more than actual Fate, TBH.
I don't really know anything about Fate because I've never dove into it, but I don't know. I like things that teach me stuff.
But Ice is not wrong. This would make money because Fate. And unfortunately, No, go ahead.
I guess I'm in, but I don't think I'd watch it. I'll give you money because I think that I know that the Fate nerds will watch it for sure, but I don't think I would watch it. If I want to if I want to know about Gilgamesh, I'll read the Epic of Gilgamesh. If I want to know about King Arthur, I'll read the story of King Arthur. If I want to know about Alexander the Great, I'll go watch Reign the Conqueror because Speedos. But I don't know. I guess I'm in because I'll make money, but I wouldn't watch it.
You're in as an investor,
yes.
But you're not in as an audience.
Correct.
I get you, my dude. I'm in the same boat. I agree with that assessment.
All right, who's up next?
Yep.
I'm up. Minta's biggest and only fan. Or
only fan.
Mineta's biggest and only fan. All right. Hello, I have an anime, and I thought of it in my first college year. Well, here it goes. It's called Zombie Blade. It's a shonen anime with mature content likened to Rosario plus Vampire and Witchblade, some suggestive content, and sometimes nudity on both ends because man butts are sexy too. Mandy?
I agree.
Mandy agrees. Okay. It follows three good friends from college, high school, who have been thrust upon in a world of zombies and chaos. The three main protagonists are Shinro, Jacqueline, and Gustavo. Shinro and Gustavo are looking for their family that they were separated from during the early parts of the apocalypse when San Francisco fell where the government kept a refuge camp. They picked up Jacqueline and then went through Gilroy, California, stealing from Shinro's old hardware job. Shinro carries a sword he forged while living in the wilderness from Eastern California. It's very strange to hear like an anime set in California. Gustavo carries a hatchet. Jacqueline is a former army private who left after her family and life got in the way. It takes a turn for the worst after the first episode when Shinro looks sick and painful. His technique becomes reckless and sloppy, nothing like his calm demeanor. It is revealed that he has been bitten on a night when corrupt cops in Salinas, California, were going around killing minority families in the ghettos. What is this? What is happening? Much to this anime's profit will be its diversity. Many of the setting will take place in western coast of America. Shinro is a half Japanese, half American. Jacqueline is a African American, and Gustavo is Honduran. After shirts, Funko Pops, the echo art of the characters will draw people in. What do you guys think of this? Oh, yeah, there's more. The final arc is the road to San Antonio, where the rumors goes is the safest place in the world, the whole United States, mostly because of military and malaria presence. There's romance for Enzo types and equal. Okay,
Enzo types.
All right, I'm done with this. What do you guys do with it? What you will. I'm confused. I think I'm out. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what's happening in this.
It sounded like it was trying to be a mishmash of like actual like historical events and like a weird like zombie premise. It struck me as like Michiko Tohachin, like vibe of like that kind of like atmosphere, but
it sounds very unfortunately political, and like I don't watch anime for politics, so I don't know about like, yeah, there's too much just like political stuff in this. I don't know. I'm out. I'm not really interested. And like Japan doesn't care about Western politics, so they're not going to care about like.
Sure, they do.
I mean,
you see them coming up and look at Carol and Tuesday.
I mean, they care about
That's
macro
politics.
They care about macro level politics,
Mason.
but like, there's a line in here about cops from California killing minorities in the ghetto. I mean, like, I'm sorry, I think I'm out.
I mean, I like that this is definitely a more unique take. I think that's what we're looking for. I don't think this would make money. I don't think this would be successful based on its hook. No. I think if it was good, it would be purely based on like good character writing, good animation, like the tenets of what makes any show like competent. So I don't know if there's part of the story that's like, oh, that'll make people watch. So from that regard, I think this has a whole lot of potential. Mm-hmm. I would definitely be down to watch it. But since you're a Mineta fan, I am going to say no. I can't associate with those kind of people.
I think it sounds like it's going to be a very serious story. So I was thrown off by it's going to have also very suggestive scenes, like man butts. I don't know. I feel like I can't tell if it's going to be a very serious, hard-hitting drama or, I'm kind of confused about what the feel of the show is going to be. Because one thing that I don't like in anime is when you have a very serious, very well thought out plot, and then they just throw in the plot. They just throw in fan service for no reason. So I don't know. It's hard. I think I'm out, but I do like where
you
it's
definitely
going.
Workshop it a bit and come back,
mm-hmm.
and we might be down.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Much appreciated, my dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, if I can get 1% of the billion, zero from zero is still zero.
Sorry, 0 from 0 is 0. That's math, apparently.
You heard the man.
Yep. Next up, we got 2 more. I think we can get this. We can get this done.
Yep. This one is from Garrus. Oh man, he's done with his calibrations. It says, we all know the generic high school hair with a lame, generic, dense MC Coon and plenty of big-chested, dere girls filled to the brim with fan service. I want to take that idea and flip it. Instead of telling the story from the POV of MC Coon, we tell the story from the perspective of one of the girls in the harem. Our MC is Hanako, a cute second-year schoolgirl with classes. I thought it said glasses at first. I think it's supposed to say classes. It says classes.
I don't know. She's in high school. She has classes.
True, but it seems weird to say a girl with classes and medium curves.
She's just on the medium part of the bell curve. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
saying.
the medium curve of the. Gotcha. I'm in on this now. Okay, I understand. With glasses and medium curves, who lives an average, boring life in high school until a new student arrives in class. His name is Haruto, and the second this generic brown-haired skinny boy walks into class,
He walks into glass?
We're just gonna flip them all, yeah. Walks into glass. Walks into class. She falls head over heels in love with him. But she is not the only one. We get to watch Hanako and the other members of the harem try their damnedest to win the heart of our dense Haruto by trying to one-up each other, in each other in games of fan service and seduction. In the series, we get to watch the girls end up in the common fan service harem positions, but this time each girl has meticulously planned out each fall and each accident. I actually kind of like that idea though. Each accidental tits in the face. It ends up becoming a race to the finish to see who can make it through Haruto's thick skull first. Spoiler, it's Hanako. Man, now you already told me the end of it. I don't have to watch. This will make money by selling figurines, dating sims, and gacha games with the harem girls plastered all over them, including some non-canon licensed doujinshis. Sorry. I actually kind of like the idea of them planning out all of those accidental falls. It kind of reminded me of Behind the Mask a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Where they're meticulously planning it out. Like, I will bump into this person here. I wrote down his whole schedule. I'm going to bump into him here, and at this angle, I'll fall, and this tit will hit him in the face. I kind of like that.
Well,
That's
that
kind of
almost
funny.
makes it sound violent. But,
True, it does sound a little violent, doesn't it?
You know, when they put a spoiler in there, and you're kind of, like, let down, knowing that, like, oh, Hanako won, that shows how good, like, the potential had, where, like, especially in, like, a visual novel, instead of, like, playing the MC to like pick your person, you could play like multiple routes of the game, trying to win as different girls, and like that could be interesting. I might be down for this one.
Yeah, I think I might be down as well. I think it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I think anything that has girls that in suggestive situations will move figures. So, and it sounds like a comedy. So yeah. I think it works. I don't know that I'd watch it again. I don't know if I'd watch this, but like the Why the Hell Are You Here teacher show was fine especially because it was short. Like the episodes were short, So if this one had like long episodes, I don't think it would really hold me long enough to get through the whole thing. But I'm sure it would make money. So it's kind of like the default though. It's like anything that's ecchi is gonna make money. So. Guys, this last one was a very late submission. I just added it as we were podcasting. So this is the last one. Who wants to do it?
I can if we want.
I think it's your turn, Mason.
The title is Full Auto Thunder. Thank goodness it's not another hockey one. Studio Madhouse. Genre modern military action. The soundtrack would be metal.
Oh, yeah,
the length would be 13 episodes. So the plot follows a 12-person mercenary team called Wholesome Slaughter. Or no, sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Wholesome Slaughter?
That was misread entirely.
It's by KyoAni.
Exactly. It's wholesale.
They're very, it's all just K-On girls. Very wholesome. Very wholesome slaughter.
They're gonna kill you, but it's gonna be as gently as possible.
I botched that, but I
With
actually
feathers?
like wholesome slaughter a lot more than wholesale slaughter.
Oh. Well, now you said the real title, you ruined it.
I know. I like the original one. They've got glasses.
They have glasses.
So this mercenary team is Employed by the dictator of an island nation. The team is made up of male and female veterans from various countries and various wars, each maintaining elements of their old uniforms, weapons, and training. They seek their fortune keeping the citizens in line and acting as special forces while also offering their skills to train the standing army. At first, they are kicking over small, ill-equipped rebellions, pirates and smugglers, while they use like best weapons and vehicles, but the rebels capture more government warehouses, motor pools, arsenals, airstrips, and the roles reverse. And by the halfway point of the series, they realize that they can't possibly win. And so they have to like kind of fight their way back. So they have to go back and kind of take back what has been claimed from them. However, they discover that it won't be easy as the rebels have placed hefty bounties on all their heads. So they're battling against the soldiers that they helped to train, the rebels, defecting military units, bounty hunters, and all these other people that are after them, as the entire country could use the money. So everyone's coming after them, and trying to sneak by, steal, bribe, and fight their way out is their only option. But that's only if their minds and bodies don't break first. It might not be the rainy season, but as the drug fields and gunpowder burn the sky, it will fill the clouds and the jungle will roar with the sound of full auto thunder.
Oh, shit. Is that the tagline?
Needless to say, the soundtrack will have tons of metal, and the money-making scheme will consist of standard array of DVDs, soundtracks, and the soundtracks are going to be like so good that every weeb is going to work out to it and put it on their playlist.
Does it say that?
Velcro, yeah, it says awesome to a level. It's on
it
every
does say
weeb's
that.
workout playlist.
Every leave is gonna work out.
My
So
God,
like
great.
Velcro patches, t-shirts, posters, plate carriers, and a first-person shooter video game tie-in. And this was from Caleb. So, yeah, this was very... I could feel the testosterone just...
Yeah.
that this was dipped in.
Yeah.
This is very Black Lagoon feeling.
Yeah, people would probably watch this.
Mm-hmm.
For the
I
action.
would watch it more, TBH, if it was called Wholesome Slaughter.
Wholesome Slaughter.
Wholesome slaughter.
But no, this could be good. I feel like it. What was the? Oh, it wasn't. Started with the. It's not Bridget. Let me look it up. What's the name of like the really over animated series from a couple seasons ago where it's like all these historical figures kind of like made their own like mercenary band?
Oh, it's by the same
Really-
creators
really
of Hellsing.
Yeah, it was the same guys that Hellsing. It had the really like oddly placed
Drifters.
FMA drifters. Yes,
Yeah.
that also had a great opening. Thank you for remembering that. I would not have
problem.
figured that out. Yeah, it strikes me as similar to that, and I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten one of those. So I could be down. Who's doing this? This is Madhouse. So yeah, probably gonna look.
I
good.
think I'm down. Madhouse. I like Madhouse. Yeah, it always looks good because they like abuse the shit out of their employees. I think I'm in. I think it's. I mean, if it's anything like Black Lagoon, it's gonna be a show that people are gonna love. You know, they're gonna watch it. It's gonna sell a shitload of DVDs, Blu-rays. It'll probably make it to Cartoon Network. It'll be on Toonami. I don't know. I think I'm in. I think I'd watch it. I'd watch it too.
I don't know. I'd have to see a PV, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
good point.
Yeah, I'm not usually into shows that are just straight action. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. It would depend on the animation. Madhouse is really good though. And
I'm just expecting
very
Black
tentative.
Lagoon Part 3
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
I'm very tentative about it.
What do you think, Mason?
You know what? I'm gonna go for it. I think this might not make a ton of money in
Okay.
merchandise, but if the first person video game is good, I think it'll help out. So I'm in.
So, okay, I think that's all. That's the last submission. Now, which of these shows would be your number one choice? Like, which one would you pick more than any other?
I think I've got to go all the way back to the top. Got to go with the first one. Got to go with Power Play, the animation. I think I'm just too much of a sucker for hockey, and that one, despite being, about 100 episodes long, I I could dig it.
Mandy, what do you think?
It was done well.
I'd go for the other hockey one. Enzo said in the chat also, because Enzo's in our chat. Thanks for coming and watching, Enzo.
Yay!
He said that this one had more character development in it, and I agree with him. That's what I would go for that one for over the other hockey one.
I think we're all hockey crazed right now. I think I would go with the first hockey one as well. And I think now that we've said that, there will be a hockey anime made. I think it's written down.
Probably. After I said I wanted a archery one, that came up.
The internet listens to us, especially Mandy. So let's
yeah.
we're guaranteed something here.
All right, guys.
So excited.
All right. Well, listen, guys. If you want to submit more, we just did all the Shark Tank submissions that we had. So if you guys still enjoy Shark Tank, if you want us to do more of it, if you go to the website, on the top is the mailbag button, and there is an option in mailbags that you can submit a Shark Tank submission, and we will do your submissions when we have enough to do another episode on it. It takes a while for people to spend this much time writing a giant synopsis, but
it doesn't need to be giant though. It doesn't need to be giant.
No. But listen.
Yeah.
Listen, whether we passed your idea or not,
thank you.
Thank you very much. And if we didn't pass it, you just gave us an opportunity to play a funny, somewhat insulting drop from Mr. Wonderful. So, so it's a win all around. You really can't lose. So,
exactly.
And now that we've done this, we will get a hockey anime. So, thank you very much. All right, take us out of here, someone.
Someone? Who's someone?
I think it's you, sir.
Nope, that's me. I got it. Sorry.
Oh.
I had to scroll down. Our intro trivia question, which we will answer after the break, is: in Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Mittermeier is an Imperial Fleet admiral under command of Reinhard. What is his nickname? And we'll answer it after the break.
Pika. Hey all you anime addicts, I am here, it's Mitsugi, and I'm bringing you your anime news. Well, things just keep getting bad, and now they're even worse for Vic Mignogna, who had previously lost his court trial against Funimation and Monica Rial. And now it looks like Funimation's jumping in, and they are requesting $169,000 in reasonable attorney's fees, $7,500 in costs and expenses, and also they feel that there's a conditional fee of $50,000 for appeal and $25,000 for filing a petition for review. Just bad news for Vic Mignogna. He's got to pay all this. It adds up to something like $250,000. So starting to feel like maybe Vic Mignogna should have just kept quiet and slid into the night gently rather than fight in court. Now he will owe hundreds of thousands of dollars of court fees of Monica Rial, Funimation, and also himself. So, well, Vic's going to appeal, but I think you might want to quit before you lose all your money. Next up, we have some interesting things. Looks like Kyoto Animation is in the news as fans gather and are mourning the studio's losses at a memorial event. They held a free public event titled The Ceremony of Farewell and Taking Over the Will at the Miyako Mess Hall in Kyoto. So fans of the studio came to support the studio. So it's very sad, but it's nice to see Kyoto Animation sort of regrouping spiritually as they head into the future. And we hope for the best that they'll be able to get back on their feet soon and continue working and creating things that we all enjoy. Next up, Season 3 of Kingdom has been announced for April 2020, a sneaky popular series that we haven't really covered, but very, very, very popular manga and anime series. Shueisha announced the third anime season on Friday. It's scheduled to be on the NHKG channel in April of 2020. It's going to span the 25th through the 32nd volumes of the manga. And this announcement comes approximately 5.5 years since the last season of the anime ended in 2014. So, been a long time. More Kingdom coming, and I think I'm going to have to check this one out because very popular, and our very own voice actress Yurie loves the property. Next up, new anime announcements. A third season of My Youth Romantic Comedy is Wrong. As I expected, the light novel is going to be getting another anime season in April of 2020. The director, Kei Oikawa, is returning to direct the third season. Other staff coming back as well. Yuichi Tanaka is returning as the character designer from the second season. So it looks like this is a pretty popular anime, and if you are excited for more of Yahari Ore no Seishun Love Comedy wa Machigateru, long title, but you're going to be getting more. The first two seasons of the anime aired in 2013 and 2015, and Sentai Filmworks licensed the anime series in North America previously, so look forward to that coming out next spring. This was Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break, and now let's get back to the podcast. Hey, Anime Addicts! Our podcast is always committed to bringing you the best additional content that we can for our subscribers. We love our fans, and so we want you to be able to enjoy our extra episodes, which includes our Hobby Addicts, our Hentai episodes, and our after parties any way that you wish. Now, there's an exclusive RSS feed available on our website for those of you that subscribe. You'll be able to listen to all of the additional content through your favorite mobile app. This includes the Apple Podcast app, Podcast Addicts, Pocket Casts, Downcast, Overcast FM, and so many more. Head over to the website, aaapodcast.com, and you can get the member RSS feed from the top banner. And if you're not a member, please subscribe and support the podcast, and we'll make sure that we keep entertaining you with lots of great additional content. And now, enjoy the rest of the podcast.
この番組は JList.com の提供でお送りします。And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
For the first time ever, I've gotten like trick-or-treaters this year.
What kind of candy were you giving out, Mason?
We gave out M&Ms, we gave out Reese's, we gave out Whoppers.
Reese's.
We gave out
Whoppers?
Kit Kats.
So what are the kids going for, though? Like, when you hold the bucket out, what do they reach for first?
Kids don't even know. They got masks on half the time. They're like, they can't even see.
No, they can, man. Kids have like a radar. Sensing Reese's cups.
I'm moving the bowl so they don't get the Reese's cups. I'm like, no, that one's for me later, man. You can't take it. Nope.
Yeah. You're like, you put them all at the bottom. You know what the dick move is? It's like you open the door, you assess how good the costume is, and then you reach for one of two bowls. If it's a good costume, it's like Reese's cups and like, you know, the stuff people want. And if it's like, you know, if it's not, it's like
teenagers with no costume on, they get Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, they give them Tootsie Rolls, give them black licorice.
Yeah.
No, if they give me like the proper like trick or treat and like thank you, I'll be like, oh wait, you can have another one. Like I'll give them extra. Except there was like these two kids, so they were like trick or treat, gave them the candy. They were like, thank you. I'm like, oh, you know what? You guys can have one more. And the older kid was like, oh, my mom would love these, and he picked like one, and the other one.
Oh, so cute.
The other one just like says, I ain't greedy, and just ran away.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
It was awesome.
Little kids.
And then I chased them. I'm like, you take the candy, and I'm just shoving it.
You're throwing it at them. You grab them, you stuff it. You're stuffing it in their underpants.
I don't want this. I don't want this. Very spooky music. Sort of, kind of.
Such spoopy.
Such spook. I like that joke. That was fun. Anyway, when we left you, we had an In-Show Weekly trivia question for you. And that was, in Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Mittermeier is an Imperial Fleet Admiral under command of Reinhard. But what is his nickname? And Moral got this in the chat like instantly.
Damn.
Yeah.
He is known in the Empire as the Gale Wolf. God, he's so majestic. He's so cool. Everyone in the show is so good. Let me know if we need to do a ranking of those husbandos for December.
I would love to, as long as Yang's on top.
I think one. Oh, what's that? Phrasing. Anyway, moving on. 5-star review. Let's
Say
hit
yang, not wang. Come on.
It's time for iTunes review.
Guys, keep those iTunes reviews coming. We're almost at 600. Just like Gone Fishing writes a 5-star review. Good stuff here. Love the show. The hosts are charming and knowledgeable, and I genuinely take their suggestions and critiques to heart. I will say, I think the show was at its peak when it was Mitz, Kazuo, Mandi, and Enzo. Oh, shit. Well, chemistry seems to have been a bit off since the introduction of Mason. Sorry, Mason. Wow.
Yeah, Mason, you outsider.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pull this stick out of my butt and get me off the fire, because I've been roasted.
I disagree. I rather like you, Mason. All in all, though, this is a great podcast. It has made my love and appreciation for anime grow, and I look forward to many more episodes with y'all. Listen, I gotta just say one thing. Anybody who can be a host on this podcast is a true badass, because I demand a lot. Like, we move fast. There's like, it's weekly. These outlines are like 14 pages long. You know, like, anybody who can do this shit like on a weekly basis is a dedicated person. So much appreciated. I
know this.
No one is, which is probably why we've gone through so many hosts over 10 years. You know, we're not doing this monthly. You know what I'm saying? So it does take a lot of time. So I do appreciate everybody who has been on the podcast and is on the podcast, and I appreciate you, Gone Fishing, for writing a 5-star review. So
I also like your name.
It gives me more of a reason to improve, and I hope I'm getting better. So please love me.
Our chemistry,
love me.
Is great. Steve Mason's sick dabs on stream.
Oh shit!
You mean the dab where I hide my crying?
Yeah. He hid his crying from me.
All right, guys.
The sad dab.
Thank you.
Patented. But now, even more importantly,
oh yeah,
we have our final round of impressions.
Oh shit, I'm pumped up.
There's only 2 spots left, and
today,
by the end of the night, we're gonna have
impressions.
Impression time. Believe it.
Believe it.
All 8 of them filled. So I've got 2 tonight, so I can start off going first.
Go for
Rifle is beautiful.
I was gonna say I also have 2 as well.
Oh well, too bad. I'm going first, and I have.
Daifuru is beautiful.
After you, sir.
As I will. So, Rifle is Beautiful, done by Studio 3 Hertz, who did the recently released Black Fox episode slash movie episode. It was a slow episode in early October, and you can find this on High Dive. So in Japan, carrying firearms is severely restricted. Therefore, gun culture is not a big thing over there. But this show is all about not actual rifles in the sense of, the military kind, but like essentially airsoft laser rifles, which they use for shooting competitions. So mainly the competitors of this type of show are like occupied in police or defense force people. But in recent years, laser beam rifles, which is what I said are in the show, which use a light beam instead of bullets to shoot targets, have become more common. And there's a lot of interest in the general populace, including students, in this kind of new sport of sorts. These are called beam rifles, and they're used most notably in the modern version of the pentathlon in the Olympics. So that's kind of like the background of what the sport is that the show is representing. So this is essentially a very 4-coma, cute, fluffy moe show about, a high school club who gets into beam rifle shooting. It goes very fast at the beginning. Like, honestly, episode 1 was 3 episodes worth of content in one. Like, if you're on the fence about a show, just watch the first episode of this, and that's essentially the 3-episode rule. Like, within minutes, they have their entire team formed. They're all very serious about, like, going places with it. And at the very beginning, the animation is actually stellar. It only really, like, buckles when they shift to, like, very average CG when they actually do the shooting matches. And as the show goes on, the animation just becomes passable. But it's a kind of interesting in that it's, gets to the point very quickly. It very much knows that, hey, people who have watched this show know what the conceit of the club is. Like, very much quickly getting to, okay, here's the club, here's the 4 girls, here's the sport, go. And I like that about it. It kept the series propulsive. It's a lot of short vignettes that stitch the episodes together, so it kind of just moves along, and it's a fun time. Until you get to episode 3. Which is when you get to the first practice match, actual competition against another school. Which is good because unlike Kono Oto Tomare, the Koto anime from a couple seasons ago, and season 2, which is airing now, Rifle is Beautiful actually dedicates substantial time to the club in question. They actually commit to, episode 3 is a full shooting match. You're going to see everything that takes place at one of these things. And while I like that from an informative side, I really, like to see the inner workings of how does the scoring work? How do the different flights of shooting work? How much time does it take? All those specific is interesting and informative. But without having these small vignettes that constantly shift from scene to scene, the show has nothing to obfuscate that the characters and the interactions between them in the show are very dull and repetitive. When you strip all of the quick snaps away, you realize how just kind of boring everything is. And the characters, many of the jokes, are nothing special. And it was very much a cute girls done cute things manual followed to the letter of the law. And episode 4 kind of goes back to a business as usual of not practicing or not doing the club stuff. And it gets back to being better, but it's too late. I've already seen how vapid and devoid of content the show actually is when it's not hiding behind how snappy everything is. And the show is digestible. It's an easy watch and it's not offensive, but that doesn't mean that it has any nutritional value to get out of it. And I can't see where this is going to get better, because either we're going to get more of the same characters doing the same thing with no progression, and that won't be great, or we're going to get them doing the sport, which the show has proven that they can't make that exciting. So either way, I think it's a lose-lose. So in the effort of time, I'm just going to fail this one now.
You? If I knew it was for you, I never would have given it to him in the first place. I would have taken a hatchet and smashed it to pieces. No soup for you. Come back 1 year.
Come back in a year, biatch. All right. Next.
I will do Enzo's now, and he gave me his notes. I will say that I have not watched this one because I couldn't find it. I think it's going to eventually be Netflix. I have no idea, but it's not streaming anywhere legally right now, so I have not watched it.
Okay.
But he watched what he could in order to do the impression, and I'll just read off his notes. This is for High Score Girl Season 2. I believe it's the same studio. Let me do you remember what studio did High School Girl?
I think JC staff did this one. So
so it's not the same studio?
Assuming I can look it up. I'll look it up.
This one is by JC Staff, and the director is not listed on Mao, but I don't know. But yeah, so we didn't talk about season 1. I did watch it, and I really enjoyed season 1. That one is available on Netflix, and that it was a show about some at the beginning of the show, they're very young children, and they do grow up over the course of the show. But it surrounds the arcade world of just the arcade culture. But Enzo wrote, if I watch an anime sequel and get the feeling of, there's not much to say about this, it is usually derived from a negative feeling towards the show. However, that is not the case with High Score Girl 2. We find ourselves right back to where the first season ended. A grounded story of the kids in the fighting game scene of Japan and the silly scenarios they tackle using the arcades and the fighting games themselves as catalysts for development. Our protagonist Yaguchi is still a slightly smug but caring lead, and now more than ever finds himself in a love triangle between Akira and Hiraka. Based on the first 3 episodes, this seems to be the main focus for the first arc of the second season. Love triangles sometimes really suck in terms of entertainment, and anime, but this one feels pretty substantiated as the 3 characters get plenty of screen time. All in all, if you like the first season, jump right in on it. Plenty to love here. I would say that if you want to watch this, the first season is required, as it sets the tone and character foundations you would need for this season to work from its chosen starting point. For the podcast, however, there are just so many really good shows to watch this season, and considering that this is a sequel and that it is also on Netflix, not released yet, I will not literally be failing it, but I just won't be passing it for review. You can he's not failing it bad, but he said you can bet $1 million on the fact that I'll be watching this in its entirety through. Sorry. Screwing up all over the place. The OP is once again top tier. Akira's older sister is a friend everyone needs at a party. And this series is also entirely in 3D, I believe. The first one, I believe, was all 3D. And judging by the PV, this one is also as well.
Mm-hmm. So both were done by JC staff. And I think this one's only supposed to be like 9 episodes.
Damn.
Which is a very
yes, it's only 9, yeah.
odd thing. So I watched part of season 1, and it wasn't really my thing.
I know, it wasn't your thing.
And I watched the first 2 episodes of this season because I wasn't sure, if we needed someone to talk about it. And it almost seemed like the first bit of the first episode of this season, kind of did a rewind and a review of kind of the best moments from the previous one. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I get the story, I get the developments without all the annoying everything that actually happens with the characters that I dislike. So I don't know, it seemed very much like more of the same. If you like season 1, you would definitely dig season 2. It's definitely very cool how it incorporates literally Street Fighter 2.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The game, they got the licensing for it, and the backstory of Akira, how she fell in love with certain characters is hilarious and very funny. So if you like season 1, more of the same, check it out. But I definitely think and agree with Enzo that while it's good, it's not as good as what else we're gonna pass.
Yeah. Yeah, it does actually throw out a lot of knowledge about arcade. So if you are really into the arcade scene, definitely watch this because it has the actual games in it as well. And it gives you a lot of things about the culture. It gives you a lot of things about just tidbits about the games from when they were in their prime, just things like exploits that people used to use back then. If you have a lot of nostalgia for arcades, definitely watch this.
Yeah, it definitely pays respect to it. And yeah. I learned stuff watching it. I learned that Zangief has a 360 pile driver combo that's hard. I'm like, oh, I'm learning. I never would have known that myself.
If you like Street Fighter, definitely watch it. A big chunk of it is about Street Fighter, which is why I watched it. I thought it was great.
Nice.
Okay. No high score girl. All right. I guess I'll go next because I have not gone yet. So I'm doing Cautious Hero. The full title is it's an isekai, right? So the full title is just excessively long. It's Shinsho Yusha Kono Yusha ga ore tue kuse ni shinsho sugiru. So
that's how you do an isekai title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
what was it the cautious hero is overly cautious, but something.
The cautious hero. The cautious hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
So this is an anime isekai. I mean, I think is it in the title? I don't know.
Toto?
It's your isekai.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Done by Studio White Fox. White Fox has done a fair amount of stuff. I mean, they did a Kame ga Kill, Steins Gate. They've been around the block. They did ReZero, which is coming back and will crush the world when it does. So they've done a lot of really popular stuff. I mean, they're not really Goblin Slayer, Steins Gate Zero. So they're definitely not a foreign studio to most people. The story is about this goddess named Listart she's a weird name. Listarti kind of sounds like a pastry or something. And there's like a whole bunch of these goddesses, and their job is to save worlds. I mean, there's like a ton of worlds, I guess. And there's goddesses that have saved like 1,000 worlds, and but Listarti's fairly new. And at the beginning of the show, she's like rummaging through like these papers, and she's trying to decide which of these heroes that she's gonna choose. And she's checking their stats, and she eventually picks this hero named Seiya Ryuguin, who is a very obnoxious name with 4 U's in it. And he is like, she summons him, and he's like the worst personality ever. Maybe like almost no personality, I guess you would say. He's kind of like one of those brooding characters.
He's kind of a dick.
He's a dick. He doesn't really talk. And basically, like, he's as the title implies, overly cautious. And he to the extent that the first thing he does is he wants to train. So he's training for like days, weeks, and whatever. Meanwhile, this world that he's supposed to be saving, which is an S-class world, by the way, very difficult to save, I guess, is being destroyed or whatnot.
I like this guy already.
And eventually he agrees that he's done training. So he goes to the world with Listarti, and he's like fighting slimes. And he buys like armor, and then he wants to buy armor as a backup to the armor, and then he wants to buy a backup to the backup armor. So he has like 3 sets of armor, and she's like, "No, you're dumb. You just get like 1 set of armor." And he wants like 1,200 potions or whatever. So he's destroying slimes. He'll basically nuke a slime. Like it's a little slime. It's like level 1. He's like gonna nuke bomb it. Like literally like a nuke, like a mushroom cloud, whatever. And then he's like, oh, maybe it's not dead yet. So then he'll do it again. It's just like he's like nuking the ashes of the original slime. It's silly. And then like a god or a demon lord comes, and she's more powerful, and she wants to fight him. And basically what happens is he runs away because he doesn't think he's not convinced he can win. So he goes back to the world, to like the goddess world, to train some more. Meanwhile, the demon lord sends a message, and she's like, I'm going to kill someone every hour or whatever. So she's killing people. So the hero, he trains another 1 billion years. He's basically doing like the hyperbolic time chamber from DBZ treatment, because I guess time moves more slowly in the goddess world. And so he comes back, and he just beats the tar out of her. She's no match for him for the most part. And what you find out is that Listarti decides that he was so powerful to begin with that he could have beaten her the first time. However, he's like the worst ever, because he was pretty sure he could beat her the first time because he was so strong to begin with, but he wasn't like 150% sure he could beat her. So he'd let a couple civilians die so he could train some more. And he had a skill, I guess, that would mask all his stats. So he was so powerful, he had learned a skill merely by doing push-ups that would allow him to mask his stats so he would look weaker than he is. Anyway, that's like the first 2 episodes. The 3rd episode is actually my favorite of the 3, where he's again training with a god or like a fighter from another world, and you kind of have to watch the episode, but like the god, he starts out being like a very tough sparring partner. I'm talking about the god from the other world, but the hero, he's so intense on training that like the god from the other world ends up like cowering and hiding in like the goddess like cafeteria, and he hasn't slept in weeks because all the guy wants to do is train. And then it's pretty funny. Like the 3rd episode I thought it was genuinely a funny episode. He's like hiding outside by the beach behind like fish that are hanging up on like ropes and stuff, and he's this big tough like muscled out guy, and he's like biting his nails and scared. And at the end of the 3rd episode, the cautious hero is he's done training, he's done everything, he's gotten everything he can out of the god from the other world, and that's like the 3rd episode. This anime is really like very bubble. Like I actually wanted to review this last because I wasn't really sure if I was gonna pass it or not, and so I was kind of hoping that you guys would make the decision for me. But if you go to my anime list and you look at the seasonal anime and you look at the list of how many people are watching these, there's more people watching this anime than almost anything else. So this is like, it's up there with with Food Wars, and so. I'm like 100% sure this is going to get listener's choice anyway. Like I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to fail this. Like I really did enjoy it. Like I thought it was pretty funny. It has some unique stuff going on. But you know, I just think if I go by our document, I don't think it quite makes the cut. It just narrowly misses. But it's a fun show. If you like isekai, if you like comedy, I don't really think it's much for action. There's a little bit of ecchi in it, like a tiny bit. Pretty good show. Like I said, I'd bet a couple bucks that it gets listener choice anyway, so it's going to be back. But for now, let's just fail it.
That is one big pile of shit.
There you go. It's not really. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
No,
It's
I've heard good things about it from you and Mandy, and it's pretty nice, and I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. So
it's fun. It's just it has so many people watching this that like it's definitely going to get listener choice. So
gotcha.
I'm not really worried about it. Next up,
I think does the main character just like lose a Nuzlocke once as a kid, and like he's never like.
Yeah, he can't trust.
He can't trust anyone anymore.
His ability to trust, yeah. He lost his Charmander, and
He
now
lost his shiny, and he couldn't.
Forever.
He lost his shiny.
Yeah.
It's sad.
So mine will probably be very quick because it's really hard to talk about without spoiling things. So I am doing the second season of Legend of Galactic Heroes, the remake. How do you say it? It's like new Thesis, but what's like it's like DS new. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, I just say new Thesis.
Yeah, the translation.
Everyone knows what
Thesis.
you mean. The old, not the old one, the new one.
It is the same studio, Production IG who's doing this one, and they're releasing it kind of weird because they said that they're movies that said Legend of Galactic Heroes will continue in 3 movies, but actually they're being released in 4 parts per each. So there's already 6 episodes out. Maybe there's 7. There might be 7 out. I think there might be 7 out now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think 7 are out now, and I've watched all of them. But if we reviewed Legend of the Galactic Heroes in the first season of New Thesis, and we reviewed it pretty highly, and I think we all gave it like 8s or 8. I'm sorry, not 8s, 4s or 4.5s, and this one, if you remember where season 1 ended, this one picks up right where it left off, which is literally like in the middle of a war. Which was like in the end of season 1, it ended in a very strange place where it was like this felt like something very like it ended like right at a climax.
More is coming, people.
Yeah. And so yeah, second season picks up right from there. In the first 3 episodes, I will say it goes from a very intense battle that I loved, and then it does kind of slow down in the next 2 episodes because now a lot of really like interesting things are happening. There is a power struggle in the Empire, and the Alliance has their own issues going on, and there's an exchange of prisoners and a lot. This Legend of the Galactic Heroes is a very political show. There is a lot going on in this, and it's really hard for me to talk about without spoiling things. Like, especially if you haven't seen season 1, I feel like anything I say is going to be a spoiler.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. It's a very dense show. I will say that the remake it's following the light novels, where the OVA added a bunch of stuff to sort of help flesh out different characters' motivations. There's a couple more scenes in there to flesh out exactly why Reinhard is so determined.
Beautiful.
He's so beautiful. All of his shampoo products.
Yeah, exactly.
All of his Miracle Grow. No, I love this series so much, and I understand that if you're comparing it directly to the OVA has a lot more in it. And I could see how if you're going from the OVA to this, it feels a little bit more watered down, but the animation's really good. There is CG in it for the battles. They're very fast-paced, though, especially compared to the OVA, it's just like from the 80s. But I don't know. I love it so much, and I like the character redesigns. I've been having a ton of fun with it, and I think that if you have never seen the OVA, you could still enjoy this season. The first 4 episodes are This starts off very fast paced, slow down a bit. Now where it's picked up back again in the 3 and second parts of season 2, it's getting somewhere. It was really exciting, especially when we now have space battle axes back.
Oh my goodness, we're finally back in the blessed times of battle axes in space.
Yeah. I mean, Mason and I have talked very highly of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. We both seen the original. And I still think there is a lot here to enjoy. And I really just want people to watch Heroes. And I know a lot of people won't go back and watch the OVA because it's forever long. But this one is available on Crunchyroll. The original is available on High Dive. So whichever one you watch, just go watch Legend of Galactic Heroes, please.
Yeah, anyone. But definitely start from the beginning. You can't jump in season 2.
No, you cannot jump into this without having seen season 1. Because, like I said, it's very hard for me to talk about without spoiling things. A lot is happening. There are a lot of just plotting. There's a lot of political intrigue. There's so much going on, and a lot of conspiracies as well. So, please watch it, and I want to pass it because I'm so excited to talk about it.
Pretty good.
This is the only way we'll ever get to it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, like Icy said, Mitz gave it a 4.5. Me and Kazuo gave it a 4 out of 5. The first season.
Yeah, and since part of the biggest problem of the first season was where it stopped.
Yes.
It should solve that issue and just continue to be good. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it ended in such an awkward place in the first season.
Nice.
Yeah.
So last show.
Say best for last.
Are we doing it? Best for last.
Let's do it.
Chihayafuru season 3. Does it hold up? You can find out on Crunchyroll.
Shame.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Where you can also watch seasons 1 and 2 because it has been a while.
Yeah.
So episode 1 starts out with a 5-minute recap of sorts. Which is fitting because it's been 7 years since season 2, but it doesn't go over the entire story of the 2 prior seasons, but it just goes over the rules of the game of Karuta. It touches on the initial pull that it had on the 3 main characters, and it'd be a lot for newcomers to digest. So if you are trying to jump into this series with season 3, and are for some reason dissuaded from watching 50 episodes of one of the finest sports anime out there, here's a quick summary. Chihaya is our protagonist and a potential best girl, along with potential best boy Taichi and potential best boy Aruta, are 3 high schoolers that play Karuta. It's a game/sport. I'm not going to get into it now, with the intent of being the best they can be at it. Karuta is a distinctively Japanese endeavor that involves reflexes, memorization, and strategy in a match against an opponent, and the show revolves heavily around the quest for improvement, what it means to have talent, and what the effect of diligence and support from teammates can offer. That's the show in a nutshell. So the show begins with a very nostalgic sounding OP, because it's done by the same group that did the previous 2, and it kind of resumes with Chihaya's team attending various summer training camps, with Chihaya and Taichi spending one run by Satsuki from Kill la Kill. There's no recap, or introduction to the rest of the characters. So once again, if you're a first-time viewer, it would be tough to start here. You could do it, but the first 2 seasons hold up. Just watch that. That's what this review is. Just saying, go watch the first 2 seasons. And I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So go watch season 1. Anyway, episode 1 was solid, and it felt like returning to your own bed after traveling away for a couple of weeks. It felt like I was just right at home. In episode 2 and 3, they go quick. We already go into a big tournament arc. Presents all the characters we know with a new coat of paint. It reaffirms their resolution to their goals and starts laying the groundwork of the initial drama that's going to build up over the course of the season, and will eventually showcase a magnificent performance that we'll get later on. There's a second reference to the contradiction of the sport, where the concept of individual matches are team matches and team matches are individual matches, but it makes sense. It's not just flowery BS that a lot of shows try to do to sensationalize the sport. like I said, the show is brisk. It's moving into such an urgent clip that the episode just
very
fly.
fast. Yeah.
Listen, there is no better show to marathon this season than Chihaya. It just moves. The ends of episodes come as soon as you start them, and you're like, why are not all the episodes out right now, people? Why? Tell me why, Mandy. Make it happen.
I wish I could. It's going to be so awkward because they've been spoiling us with 2 episodes every Tuesday, and now like to catch up. And now it's only going to go back to 1.
Yeah,
I'm like, what am I going to do on Tai Chi Tuesdays?
Tai Chi Tuesday. And this season, more than the others, are packed with so much extra depth into this world that even seasons 1 and 2 didn't have. There are scenes where like Tai Chi is humming a song, or like the poem reciter is checking his phone, and they're quaint, they're character building moments, but the show goes above and beyond, and it like lays out the entire lyrics to the song he's singing in the background, or like the reciter, it shows like the tweet that he's sending. Like there's so much little stuff, little moments that they add into the show that don't take away from like the main moments, but they're just little like quotes and little like translations. There's stuff scattered all over the thing that if you blink, you'll miss it. It's almost Monogatari-esque, where there's just a lot of extra content they're throwing.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
that. You in the world. It's not like a stylistic choice.
They're not strobe lighting you with text.
No, but there's just like a board that they'll walk by and it'll have just tons of knowledge on it. And it's like, yeah, you could stop and like read all that to get like more invested, but it just gives the world so much more richness. And this bleeds over to the depth of the game itself, Karuta, where the show gets really into the factors at play with all these various characters and all their numerous like abilities and how that affects their ability to play the game. Like it just grabs me and pulls me into the deep waters of being like enthralled by the matches. I mean, the sport itself, the music, the drama, like everything here in season 3 is everything that I wanted out of the show's return, and it doesn't disappoint in any way. Like they did not miss a beat, and it's just good. It just feels right.
There's some amazing character development. Like the characters are now being forced to face their weaknesses, like what has been holding them back. And I can't wait. Where it left off last week, I need this to be Tuesday, please.
With the queen who looks like straight out of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I love her. She's great.
Listen, you meet a new character, and within half an episode, you are fully invested in this entire backstory that you didn't need in the past.
Badass.
You won't need in the future, but it doesn't matter because good character writing shines through, and it's just so well done that it also just doesn't have flaws to drag it down, and it's just a joy to watch. And yes, of course I'm passing it. It's a blast. It's so enjoyable.
Is also such a badass because she came back to reclaim. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say like not too many spoilers, but she came back to tournaments right after having a baby. Just before her match, she's like breastfeeding her child. And she's like, okay, now I gotta go do my match.
But it's not like it's not just like, oh, this lady like she's a mom, she's got that on her mind. But there's, I mean, not to get like too lewd, but there's so many like fine points where she remarks that like because of breastfeeding and providing for her kids, like it has changed her anatomy and her breasts are now more full, and now that's impacting her like ability to reach across and like play the game. Like it gets into so many small details about what it means to be good at Karuta that it like sucks you in, and every character has thousands of these things going on at once, from the clothes they're wearing, from the temperature of the room, to the dialect
speaker
from which the speaker is from Eastern or Western Japan. How does that change the stylings? It just goes all the way in, but with such love and passion that you just get sucked into. And I'm just so pleased to have it back. That
me too. I'm so excited.
It'll be good. It's good, people. It's good.
Watch Chihaya.
And that's all I've got.
That's a bingo.
It's so good. I think this might be my favorite show this season.
God, the same, even more than like the hype I felt for
Stars Align?
No. Well, definitely Stars Align. I was gonna say from last season. The the yet to be refused Maidens in Your Savage Season.
Mm-hmm.
This is just because I know what I'm going to be getting here, and I'm so excited for more. So yeah, do it, people. Do the thing. Enjoy the thing. Love the thing. Be the thing.
Be it.
Be the thing.
Love it. Embrace it. Hold it.
All right, guys. So we have passed all 8 shows.
We have.
We passed.
Should we go through them?
I'm gonna do that right now. We passed Ahiru no Sora, Blade of the Immortal, Babylon, Fate Grand Order, Beastars, Stars Align, Chihayafuru Season 3, and Legend of the Galactic Heroes Season 2. And that means that we are going to be having our listener choice up. So look out for that. Maybe by Wednesday. If you go to the website, aapodcast.com, I usually put like a strip in the middle of the site, sort of, that has like a huge banner. You click on it, it'll take you right to the Google form where you can vote for the listener choice. Listener choice does not contain sequels. It does not contain stuff we've passed, So like if you don't, please don't ask questions like, well, why isn't Stars Align on here? Well, it's because we passed Stars Align already. So, but there's no sequels on there. So, so look out for that. Although I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Cautious Hero, but we gotta do the due diligence. We gotta find out what you love. We gotta let you get in there. So
exactly.
That's right, guys. We definitely don't have time for mailbags.
No, never.
No mailbags.
But next time, maybe
we'll do it next time.
Not be never.
But okay.
Well, on that note, everybody.
Good episode. Damn.
Clicked off the document because I am a terrible host.
Oh no, you were doing so well as a lead.
I know. Well, in the meantime, you guys talk about where people can find you on Twitter, because they should be following you for all these spicy gifts and Tai Chi Tuesdays.
Tai Chi Tuesdays, yeah. I'm going to be following Tai Chi Tuesdays. And you can find me at AA_Mandi with an I at Twitter. I talk about nerdy shit, anime, video games, and whatever comes up.
I'm at Pope. I'm at Pope Mitsugi. I generally don't talk about nerdy shit. A lot of football going on right now, so I don't know if you want to hear me talk about football. Lots of football memes and shit. So,
But you know where to go. Go to the main website. Find us on Discord. Talk to us there. Give your 5-star reviews on iTunes. We do love them and appreciate them, and you. Mailbags, all that good stuff. That's it. Everyone who joined us on Twitch, even Enzo, we love.
Even Enzo, thanks for coming to the chat.
Listen, you should be following the main podcast feed at AAA Podcast, because Caroline's doing a great job. So give her your support. So make her feel loved. Go give a follow so that she feels like she's doing a good job. So give the girl some love. All right.
That's all we got,
will see you next time, guys, with reviews of Demon Slayer next week. Look out for that. See you next time. Bye-bye.